And we are live.
Hey.
Hi.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 50 of our main campaign. If you're new around here, we're the Sleepless Nights. We're a D&D actual play Twitch stream and podcast that you can watch live Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. EST. If you can't catch us live, we post our VODs to YouTube on Sundays and upload our podcast on Tuesdays. And my only announcement is that I saw the new Puss in Boots movie the other day, and I recommend you guys check it out.
Why?
I don't know.
Crash announcement.
Why? I'm trying to stall, man. I'm trying to stall.
I'm trying to stall for Evan. He's struggling over there. I can feel it.
I just want to say it's been 50 sessions and I still haven't slept. Guys, I need help. Y'all have any recommendations, please? It's rough.
Holy
Starting
shit,
to feel a little Russian sleep
50.
experiment here. Yeah, I know, right? It's insane. 50 sessions.
That's a lot of
fun.
Rushing along.
Fun. Quote unquote.
All right.
I say that because we've been
Really,
through some
no,
drama.
I don't have any announcements. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're allowed to play D&D.
Check us out on all our socials.
No.
Yeah, check us out on the socials. We've got an Instagram. We've got a TikTok. Do we have a Facebook page? I know we have a Twitter. That's
We have a Facebook group.
Oh yeah, okay. Apologies. We have
There's a
Facebook.
page also, but Joel stopped
Yeah.
using it immediately.
Well, it's there. It's there. You don't expect anything, but it's there. Also, if you're interested, check out our Discord. If you want to talk about anything or just be there to hang out.
I was watching the
as
old
well.
videos, and I used
Okay.
I used to throw announcements to people. Instagram announcements, Facebook announcements. Doesn't happen anymore. All right.
Hey,
Anyway.
thanks for liking our post yesterday.
Yeah.
D&D player 6969. Thank you.
Good times. All right, let's play some
XX
D&D.
Minecraft Ninja.
Please.
Yay!
Did that actually work?
Again.
Does that actually work? I can't tell.
I did
What are we
it!
supposed to do? What are we supposed to do at the end of the countdown? I'm so lost on what we're
I
supposed
think
to do.
Evan is
You
supposed
guys
to just
literally
start with the
told me.
recap.
Start recapping.
No one ever told me that.
Okay.
I'm not prepared. for
Sarah
that.
goes, yay! Liam's like, did it work?
Did it work?
Fuck!
You will never get me to recap right off of a Gordon's countdown. That will just not happen.
Oh.
Need to practice.
I tried.
We
I
gotta
did
have a
everything I could
meeting.
that time.
All right, so hold on. Almost finished, boys and girls.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, I told you guys. You guys wanted me to start. You were bitching about me starting a little bit late. You fucking rolled the credits. I'm still sitting here. Did I
All you
say I
gotta
was
do
ready?
is kill
Did
two
I
player
say I was
characters.
ready?
You're fine.
I wasn't ready. I'm
You
sorting
shush.
things. 13 months. Thank you, Lee.
I'm just enjoying dinner.
Nice.
Is it good?
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you have for dinner?
All right, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Are you?
Oh.
Are you?
I wanna know what's for
Hey,
dinner.
how about you? Time out. Go
Yeah, we
walk
can
out the
roll
room until I'm done.
You want me to roll the intro
Roll the
again?
intro again.
Okay.
Roll it again.
All right, here we go.
Don't roll that.
Okay,
Roll
roll
it
it
again.
I'm not.
Yeah, man. How about the outro?
It's rolling. It's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
All right,
It's like,
everybody,
I'm not editing this into the podcast
everybody
twice.
here, everybody here,
All right.
including the two people
Where's
that are
here?
telling me that I need to be ready. We here?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
You're a little. You something happened.
There? There.
You went out of focus.
Oh, there? What the fuck? He's not here.
Guys, we're so good at this.
We're just having
50 episodes, baby.
fun.
Smooth like butter.
Almost a year.
Big
All right,
five.
if we're all here,
Woo.
we continued our adventure as you found yourselves on a small beach, in the sea of the falling star, just outside the city of Erebar, sitting below a large cliff face. With your quarry in hand, Selic, or Cameron, one of the spells guard that you rescued from a magical prison within the city. He's now set on this, after swimming a few miles on this beachy outcropping. You sat below a winding set of stairs that led into a secret pathway, like an underground sewer that Seelig knew of, and eventually you guys followed that pathway through the stinking shit and piss that is the living quarters sewer, quote-unquote, and made your way back to the underground refuge after convincing Seelig to go visit his sister. Excuse me. Lena, who was one of the, I would say, heads, leaders of this sort of band of renegades that were helping, and refugees that were helping other refugees kind of flee the zombie invasion of the city of Erebor. When you got back to their quote-unquote headquarters in a center point of the sewers there, all of the refugees that you had seen housed there whenever you first arrived are no longer there. The only people that you do see now are three individuals: Lena, Upa, and Sneer. Lena greeted her brother with a warm welcome and a quick punch to the face, asking why he disappeared for so long, and eventually embraced him with a hug, only to find out rather quickly that he planned on leaving once again to uphold his end of the bargain that he made with you to retrieve Dornan's or Echo's soul from the god of death, as he said that he might have a way to be able to steal it from him, or at least aid in doing so. His sister, just getting her brother back from captivity from such a long time, was not happy about this, confronted you, and essentially told you to bring him back in one piece, that she's going to be leaving the city of Erebor within the next couple of days, heading to a coastal city of Minth. Question?
Nimpath.
Nimpath. I always get those two wrong.
Nimpath.
Without looking at the map. Sorry. Nimpath. Eventually, Upa paid you for your job well done with a nice hefty sack of gold. Told you a little bit about Cameron's backstory. And you eventually left him, Cameron, to spend some time with his sister. The little time that he did have before he helped you out. In the meantime, you made plans to visit one of the party members' old family homes. That would be of Wren's, to see if you could find any clues about her father, or any other information about the Spellscard and his involvement in hunting them, killing them, and kind of persecuting this group you know as the Eclipsing Moon. Redric and Wren were the ones to enter the old family house. The party kind of staking out the street, just about a block or half a block down. Echo breaking into a house with a sleeping, snoring man. You two, I guess, Wren and Redric, head upstairs to Wren's father's office, which, whenever Wren was a child, remembered it as sort of just a mundane office where her father would do a lot of work, being involved. Really not really sure what she wasn't really sure about what he did in his day-to-day life. But eventually you kind of found the documents that he dealt with shipping, importing and exporting a lot of things out of the warehouse district. Searching for any clues about him and his involvement with the Eclipsing Moon, persecution of these wizards, you eventually found what seemed like a secret room of some sort. It wasn't the only thing you found. You found a handwritten letter underneath some of the pipe.
Who was that found the secret room?
We were getting there.
Okay.
A handwritten letter, written in your father's hand, specifically to you, Wren. Redric, in the meantime, was stomping around, causing a ruckus in the room, and found a loose floorboard. And when he pulled it up, it revealed, behind a large armoire, a secret round room with steel plating on the walls. a large metal desk that kind of surrounded this octagonal, this chamber covered in all sorts of books and paperwork. On the walls, there was papers with maps and ledgers and locations, information about individuals. And after doing a little bit of research, just being able to read what you could see in front of you, you realized this was one of his, I guess, research rooms himself to hash out details of specific spells guard individuals. You see familiar names like Cade Snow and that of Cameron and others that you don't recognize. Wren, whenever you did some of your looking around, as good as you are, you found a large chest that housed only one item. It was a small ledger, and kind of carved in the leather front of the book was your dad's personal journal about his own abilities. It kind of labeled almost like a scientific journal in a way. And when you picked it up, is when the armoire closed and sealed you and Redric inside of it. Also, the candles that were lighting the room with the small blue flames began to shoot the blue flames onto the wall and igniting papers, books, and all of a sudden you both are surrounded by blue flame heat that is quickly consuming everything in this room, and will soon consume both of you if you don't do something about it quickly. So let me pull us to this way.
Worst trip to Narnia ever.
Reverse Narnia. It's just fire.
Where the fuck is Aslan? I thought it was supposed to be.
Who the fuck is Aslan? All right. You two. Redric, after gathering some of the materials and books and shoving them quickly into your bag, Wren, you now holding your dad's journal in hand. The room is alight. What do you two want to do? The room itself is just kind of give you perspective, is encapsulated in pure what looks like sheet metal. Like you almost look like you're in a metal room. The ceiling, the armoire behind you that closed, everything is metal. Even the floor.
Yet. I want to immediately.
Oh, first.
I was just going to say I'm immediately going to start looking for some kind of lever or switch or something to open the door. And I think you made a point of like saying there was a big like purple pillow in the chest.
There is a big purple pillow.
Okay, I'm going to carefully look under that just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Just give me an investigation check.
Okay. 25.
Okay. So you pick up the pillow. There doesn't seem to be anything underneath it.
Okay. And then continuing on to look for a way to open the door.
Okay. So as this room is kind of igniting, you can see the flames begin to, I don't want to say they diminish because they don't, but they seem to thin, and it causes this layer of blue flame on the wall. As the papers burn away, and the books that are on the papers that are on the desk burn all away, it almost kind of causes this thin layer. For a moment, kind of look at Redric and think, this isn't going to burn us. And then you can see that the walls and the floors begin to glow. Just now beginning to be a deep red.
Okay. My immediate reaction is whatever papers and like books and stuff I had in my arms just like rear back and like pull them back from that initial burst of flame. And just like, oh shit, what did you touch? All right. Take this. I have an idea. And just like hand whatever papers and like my bag to Ren and just like let everyone know we're coming. I'm gonna see how long this will last. And he's gonna like shake himself and be like, never done cold before. All right. And then he's gonna pull his leg up and go to stomp down, and you see right before he does, the scales from like his ankle to his knee turn white for a second, and then as he like stomps down, there's like a ray of like frost that just goes up and like in a 15-foot cone in front of him, kind of like along the wall where the door is.
When you stomp, where that cone starts, it ejects from your feet and just you see or hear the sounds of ice freezing on the door, and you can see it frosted, and it kind of leaves these long white jagged spikes of ice. The flames kind of disperse around it, but you can see them slowly
not sure how long it'll last.
You see the water begin to drip off of each one of these large icicles,
or even if it'll slow it down. But
Ren, with a 25, you notice something about the pillow that you did pick up. Pick it up, and you're beginning to panic. And you look at Red as he stomps, and the ice shoots up on the floor and up the side of the wall. You kind of move the pillow to one side, and you feel something hit the bottom of the pillow, almost like it's weighted.
Okay. I will carefully investigate. And,
how do you want to do that?
All right, so it's in the pillow?
Yeah, you feel something like move from one end of the pillow to the other.
Okay, I will I'll take a knife and or like my actual physical dagger, and just very carefully seam rip the edge,
Okay.
and then carefully like taking a peek and then trying to grab out whatever it is.
Okay. So inside you see a small wooden ball. I mean, when you pull it out, it is about the size of a baseball, maybe a little bit bigger, made of pure polished wood. Yeah.
Okay. Does it seem like a puzzle ball or something? Are there any grooves, any patterns?
Investigation check.
While she's doing that, while the door is still somewhat frosted over, still a little bit covered in ice, I just want to like, how did it close? Did it slam shut?
Yeah,
Okay.
It slammed shut.
Like together. Okay, so I just want to kind of then, while it's still a little cold and not like on fire anymore, I'll just try and find a gap and put my hands in there and see if I can pull it apart before it starts getting hot again.
Go ahead and make me an athletics check.
But
it's very thin. You can see the slightest little line. Also, whenever you go to put your hands on it, even though the ice is there, it is extremely hot.
Okay. Would can I rage and then make this check so it's at advantage?
Sure.
Expend a rage. Okay, cool.
Sure.
So bonus
That's
action
a
rage, and then
That was only a 14 for me.
Okay.
all right, that is I think 19. Let me double check my score. Yeah, 19 total.
19. You try to get a grip on the door, and there is just no purchase. Your claws kind of extend a little bit just out of instinct, and you hear as they kind of claw into the metal sheet. Ren, as you are looking at the ball, you look at it, and you're like, shit. Ah! And you can feel the heat begin to rise. You look down, and the floor underneath you is just red hot. And you can feel it under heat. Just instinctively, you get towards an open space where Redric kind of launched the ice up. And you kind of just instinctively move to it. It's not just the heat of the walls that is hot, but this entire room is burning you. Just the heat from the room. You feel like your skin is beginning to boil and you're sweating profusely. Hold on. The ball itself, instinctively, as you jump back, you just give it a twist and it pops open. The top of it, like a coconut, opens, and you see there are let me see, 4 items in there, 4 stones in particular, each one of them in a different shape. They're only about the size of a small coin. One of them is a stone that's shaped like a mountain, made of pure brown. The other one is what looks like a stone of pure amber made of fire. The other, a lightish blue and white. It almost looks like a large gust of wind as it kind of curls back in on itself. And the last one, a deep blue stone made to look like a crashing wave. is what you see inside.
Until the Fire Nation attack.
Okay.
I am going to use another charge of that same ability as last time, Breath of Dragon, and this time his arm fist up to his elbow turns white scales for a second, and then he's just gonna punch right where that crack would be in the door, trying to make a little bit of a dent, but also using the cold at the same time, hoping it'll spread out.
Go ahead and roll me an attack
Sure.
with advantage and everything. I guess you just roll damage. Sorry, it is an immovable object. You can't miss it, so
Okay.
just roll damage.
Yeah. D4, and then do you want the ice damage too?
All the damage.
Okay, cool. So what is that? 5 bludgeoning and 4 ice.
Okay. So you slam your fist in it, and it causes this round image of these small icicles kind of form right where you punched. You pull your hand back. You can see that it made a mark, but there's no dent. It's just kind of pure steel. When you slam into it, for you, it hurts.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You got anything else? Because this isn't working.
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna say mentally to Calder, hey, could somebody really quickly come to the house and open a door for us because we're trapped in a burning room.
Fuck. Just out loud, Caller says "fuck" and starts running, and he kind of waves for everybody behind.
I'll just quickly give you directions upstairs. I think it was a floorboard. It was a floorboard, right, Redric?
Yep.
I'm gonna. When I get to the house, I'm gonna quick 1-2 both ways up the street. Do I see anybody?
Perception check.
Yeah, I'm still sitting on the. I'm
19.
sitting on top of the house. Do I see anything?
Are you staying up there?
Yeah, I'm staying on the house.
You
Probably see me run.
But I'm looking for some sort of lever or switch or anything to open the door.
Yeah. I kind of counted that with the investigation. So,
okay.
As you looked around, you did not see any form of lever. It is now just kind of this glowing red and blue room that you stand in, naked of all objects except for a metal bench that kind of surrounds half of the room. With a 19, what you do see are a bunch of people out in the streets. When I say a bunch, it's probably about 10 to 12. They don't really notice a panic, because as you kind of come to the T where her house sits at the end, you look and they just seem to be kind of collecting their things and almost moving back in their apartment buildings that they had left.
Are they particularly nearby?
I mean, 20 feet away.
Fuck it, I'm kicking in the front door.
Okay.
As Isaiah follows Calder, runs up to him and back door. We don't want the guards on us.
Do I see guards?
They will be if you
No.
knock down the door.
I
We're
rolled a
gonna
17.
be going before then.
17.
I kick in the door. No time to waste.
You kick in the door. 17, you do see what looks like a patrol about a block and a half to your right, opposite of the direction of your party. They seem to be walking towards your direction. You're not too sure if they're going to turn down the road or not, but you do see them. You kick in the door. Athletics check, please.
Okay.
Both of you, by the
I'm gonna
way,
guide myself.
just take 4 points of fire damage just from the pure heat of this room.
Nice.
I'm going to pick up the blue wave stone and look at it.
Looks like a blue stone, maybe a dyed or colored in one way or another. It doesn't seem precious or anything like that. It doesn't really shine.
15.
15. You kicked in the door. It slams up against the wall.
Upstairs.
You rush upstairs. Is everybody following? Did anybody stay behind other than Eka?
Vulcan's gonna linger in the front, by the door, inside the house, but she's kind of waiting, checking to see if the guards are coming down the road.
Okay. Just give me a general perception check, Vulcan.
Okay. I just got my dice out. 11.
I was gonna say, I would
plus-
follow as well. If everyone else files inside, I'd wait at the front. If someone else is already staying at the front, then I will go inside.
As soon
Just
as
wanna
the
make sure
doors
we have
open,
somebody outside.
Isaiah pushes everybody inside and then does his best to reset the door. So from a casual observation, it's
Egg,
hard.
are you staying outside?
So it
Isaiah
sounds
begins
like-
to shuffle people in. Belkin's standing at the door. Calder, you just bust in around upstairs. I just want to know where everybody is at the very moment. Just getting everything clear. Eggvald, you go inside as Isaiah's rushing everybody inside. Egg.
I know. I'm sorry. I will stay outside. I'll
Thank
stay
you.
outside up front, just watching.
No, inside. We need to be quiet and unseen. They
Fine.
know what we look like.
I'll go inside.
Eggvald, you rush inside, and Isaiah, you try your best. The door is a little bit off of its
Yeah.
hinges. You just place it gingerly as best as you can.
And I
front.
basically hold it in place,
Okay.
standing there.
Rendon, what did you say? Did you want to do anything specific with the stone?
I don't know. I was just gonna try to like rub it like a genie lamp, give it a squeeze.
Okay.
I'll
Nothing
use,
happens.
Okay.
I use another
3
charge
wishes do not come.
of the Breath of Dragon feature and just be like, I
Okay.
don't know how many more times I can do this.
This is definitely cooling the
there's
room
something-
off, and every time you do it, it seems to have less and less of an effect. Meaning, whenever you do it this time, it just seems to be steam that kind of rises up, and you guys are beginning to hurt. You will take another 6 points of fire damage.
Throw yourself at the door again. I'll give it a little shove.
All right.
When he throws himself at the door, I'm gonna use telekinetic shove to try to like bolster him.
All right.
Redric, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna shoulder down, just like it's like a slide close like elevator door. I feel like throwing yourself at it. But yeah, I'll like shoulder down, just charge into it, and just see if I can make a dent to like get my hands in at least, try and pry it open.
Okay. Give me an athletics check.
Sure. I'll rage.
Or
right
strength.
before
Actually, this is
again.
or strength. I guess it is strength based. So go ahead. Yeah, athletics is cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll rage right before this again. Get advantage on it. I'm gonna use the Fortune's Favor that Velkin gave us to reroll that.
Hey.
Assuming that's
Very
still
smart.
up. I think it was like an hour, right, that it lasts? Nope.
Mhm.
Nope. Still only a 17.
You slam into a pure steel wall.
Ow.
At this point, Calder, you are upstairs. You begin
Yeah.
to look around. Not
Following
sure.
her directions, she was
Okay.
telling me about the floorboard, so I'm going for that first.
So you enter a room where the office is. You don't hear anything. You don't feel anything. This is definitely office she explained, but it's just quiet.
Okay. But presumably the rug is still moved.
It is
the,
moved.
Is the floorboard still like exposed? That situation? or...
Just give me an investigation check
Does he hear me slam
or
into
perception. Yeah, up
the
to you.
metal wall?
No sound.
Yeah, guiding myself 20.
20.
20. Dirty 20.
You don't
Yeah.
see any signs of exposed floorboard.
Can I, like, as part of that investigation, can I search?
And you are. Everything seems flat. You find a hollow piece.
Okay.
And
Rip
you pull
that
it
shit
up.
off.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Did you tell me about the armoire?
Yeah. Well, any
When
luck?
you
Yeah,
were-
it's behind. Yeah, it opened an armoire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is the armoire like moved or is it covering? Is it just there? Does it
It
just look
looks
like a normal ass room?
armor. Yeah,
I'm
when you
gonna
go
go
in there,
open
you're
Or
kind of
like
like
try to move it, I guess.
yeah, you're kind of startled because everything looks normal other than the tossed rug.
Yeah. I'm gonna go like try to move the armoire and see if
Okay.
if I can shift it across the floor or something.
Go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Um,
Guidance again. 22.
22. You try to move it to the side and it doesn't work. Pull out the other side. It doesn't work. And you pull it straight forward. It doesn't work. And then you can see that it seems to, whenever you, that last pull, it kind of like moves in a way where it opens slightly in the middle of it, almost straight down the middle of the armoire, kind of opens up slightly. And you take your hands and you just rip it open. It's probably about a good 3 or 4 foot gap that you made and kind of pulled it out using all of your strength.
Okay.
And you just see a pure steel piece of in front of you.
Do I see the line in the middle, like where it meets?
Barely. I mean, it's
Okay.
razor thin.
I'm pulling out the sword. I'm gonna say, if you're by the metal door, I don't know, step back. And I'm gonna
Stay beside.
try to shove the blade through the crack to use it as like leverage to get a gap in the door.
Okay. Yeah, it's got another athletics check.
Okay.
And roll me damage too for the sword.
Egg, did you come in with me?
I at least came inside. I'm still downstairs.
Everyone's downstairs. You're technically the only one at this point upstairs.
Okay.
When Egg came inside and Velkin realizes that Egg and Isaiah are staying downstairs, she would head up after Calder.
Okay.
21.
First point of order. The ones of you that those of you that are in the room are going to take 9 points of fire damage as this begins to get very hot.
I will whip out a crowbar that I didn't know I have. Because I finally looked at my inventory and just be like, never leave home without it. And just stick it in there, kind of like Calder was doing, and start like prying around. To see
Athletics check.
Okay.
Calder, you jam the end of your sword into the crack. Ding! You hear the metal kind of scraping. It almost just kind of misses until you kind of position it again. And you shove it. You get only about a half inch to an inch inside the door. Not enough to actually give you any leverage, but it's in there for sure.
Can I try to force it through? I don't know. Can I try to get it in a little more? I don't know.
Can you go ahead and give me another athletics check.
I got a 17 on mine.
At this point, Valken, you run into the room and you see Calder just kind of jamming the sword as hard as he can into the steel wall. 22.
Okay.
About another half inch, an inch. It is like sealed tight.
Yeah.
For you to you're using all of your strength.
Uh-huh.
Just try your best to shove this thing in through this crack.
So what do I have? Like 2 inches?
Yeah, about an inch and a half, 2 inches.
Did we
Yikes, that's
see
not a lot.
his sword
You don't.
coming through? Oh.
Thick door.
Oh.
Thick door.
At this point, you hear Velkin run into the room.
She kind of like takes in everything that's happening around her, and she says, I don't know if this is going to work, but she's going to cast Dispel Magic in the room. She doesn't know what kind of effects might be happening, but she's going to target the kind of area that they're in.
Okay.
It's 120 feet, but I have to target something, so yeah, this kind of, if they're guessing that they're in there, kind of that area. Yeah, so see if it works.
Yeah. When you cast the spell,
Mhm.
feel it disperse. It actually, yeah, so it has no effect, essentially.
While she's doing that, I'm going to shout for Egg.
I'm gonna start looking for like I'm gonna start looking for any sort of like mechanisms by the door. Like, is there like a wheel track? Is there a locking mechanism? Is there
Give me another investigation.
I am running upstairs
Before
after
you
hearing my
do,
name.
this is 13 points of fire damage.
I'm going to have that one with my feat that I definitely have. Gift of the Chromatic Dragon. That's it.
that one's a 22.
22. You begin to look at the wall where the crack of the wall kind of meets. And as you look, you kind of begin to look towards the ceiling. You can see that the wall itself has a slot where it folds in on itself. Well, I guess I shouldn't say fold in. It kind of slides into itself. You can see that there's another 2 thin lines on each side of the door. You kind of follow them to the floor, to the ceiling. So whenever this thing closes and opens, it actually slides into itself. Like the door slides into the wall, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It closes and then moves in. Seeing as it's getting real hot in here, I'm gonna look to Ren and be like, "Are they here? Everyone else?"
I think so. You guys are here, right? It's getting real hot in here.
We're working on it.
Tell someone, Egg, whoever it might be, get in here, get you out. I'll be all right for a while. You gotta get out of here.
Am I upstairs at this point, or am I still making my way?
Yeah. It only takes you a
Okay.
few seconds to get upstairs.
The
Yeah,
second
so I
you walk
ended up
in the room,
upstairs.
hold my sword. Hold it by the crossguard. Can I see your hammer?
Hold my sword.
Okay. I'll hand over Fiend's Calamity. I'll hold the sword where he
I'm
tells
going
me
to
to.
use the hammer to try to hit the sword deeper into the door.
Okay, give me another athletics check.
You said there's a gap, right?
I mean, it is.
You feel a warmth
thin.
in your pocket, Calder.
Ooh, my man.
Is it like we can see through
The
it?
only, not really, unless you're kind of up close to it, is the only time you can see this very thin line up
Okay.
the door.
She's gonna
28.
wait for. Yeah.
Ooh. Eggval, you grab a hold of the sword, and you hold it there. And Calder slams the end of the sword into the pommel. You feel like a Eggval, you kind of probably slid about another 4 or 5 inches. Redric and Wren, you see a thin blade
Good.
kind of pull through. But Eggval, you kind of try to move it at all. That thing is stuck.
That's
Can-
cool. I was
fine.
gonna.
I'm-
So can I?
Okay, hold
Can
on.
I?
Hold on,
Sorry,
Eggval
can I-
or Velkin's been trying to do something. What do you
Okay.
want to do, Velkin?
Now that the gap's bigger, can she see in? At all?
You cannot
If she,
see
like,
in,
wiggles
even with
in?
it is sealed
Okay.
tight, even with the blade inside of it. You guys see about an inch or two of the tip of Calder's blade emerge through the crack. In the
Okay.
meantime, you guys do take another 8 points of fire damage.
I'm just
Um,
gonna say, kind of like directed at the hole, just like, someone get Wren out of here now.
At the- I'll say this is a passive thing. Velkin is keeping a keen eye on the
I don't know if
opening
you
to
can
see
do
if she gets any glance of Ren, and if she does, then I have something to do.
Okay. Keep
What
that
is
in
it?
mind.
I guess so. So after you knock it in, Calder. Try it again. 1 second. And I'm gonna reach forward and put my hand against the 2 steel plates, and I'm gonna cast heat metal at 3rd level. Right. What
Well,
is this? Just my hand against the blade, right on the right at like the opening.
How deep are we now?
You are through the crack of the door.
I'm through the. Okay.
You're about
that's-
2 inches on the other side, but
I
it
think- I
is
think we got
sealed
enough.
tight against the blade.
I'm still.
Yeah.
I'm still casting heat metal at 3rd level on it.
Okay.
If you need me to roll, I will roll.
Give me 1 second. Let me look up
Mhm.
heat metal.
Sure. Let me go ahead and just pop it in the chat for you on Roll20.
And I say to Calder, I'm about to pass out.
Could they
Okay.
hear me through the door? By the way, now there's a little crack.
You yell and they don't hear anything. It seems
Egg
to
on-
be as solid, as soundproof as it is solid.
Okay.
Egg's on one side, like holding the cross guard.
And he just put his hand on the door and cast heat metal.
Mhm.
Go ahead and roll the damage.
Sure. So that's going to be 3d8. Yeah. Fuck off.
I'm gonna use
That's
my last Breath of the Dragon to try and.
That's
Cool.
11 points of fire
Okay.
damage.
How much?
11 points of fire damage.
Whenever you put your hand against this piece of steel and cast heat metal, you can see. Usually, typically, whenever you do this, things begin to glow, but this metal seems unaffected. The spell.
Damn.
I'm gonna
Inside
so you
the
on
room.
one side.
Hold on 1 sec, just to
Okay.
finish what Redric did. Redric, inside the room, you slam your foot one last time on the ground and kind of causing the ice to explode. Really, it is just cooled steam at this point. And whenever it rises, you look at Wren, kind of seems pretty woozy. At this point, you guys take another. This is not that bad. This is 4 points of fire damage at this point.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink a healing potion.
Okay, go ahead and roll for that. As you're doing that, Calder, what is?
I'm gonna get on the other side from where Egg is. I'm gonna say you push, and I'm gonna pull and just try to pry a gap in the door.
Okay, athletics check. You can have advantage.
Okay.
I'll help out however I can from my end with my crowbar.
Okay.
Now that the sword's in there, can you get the crowbar in?
It's still a thin gap, even though like their blade is in there.
Uh-huh.
It is like slammed tight. Like you pushed it through, but it seems like the door is almost collapsing on the blade itself. So there's not enough room. You can help as best as you can. Still only gives you advantage though.
Question. Though I know he's already rolling with initiative because I'm
Advantage,
Goliath,
yeah.
aka with because he's rolling with advantage. Because I'm a Goliath with powerful builds. I count as one side larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weights you can push, drag, or lift. I don't know if that does anything to it.
Just gives
But-
him advantage.
Okay, cool.
Calder?
20 dirty.
20. You scream with all of your might, the muscles beginning to bulge. Eggval helping as best as you can. You can see that the door cracks about an inch, half inch.
That crowbar in, buddy.
Falcon was
You
waiting
can
for
see,
this.
even with
Valken
that
said-
brief moment, you can see a room of pure blue and two figures standing inside of it, but not enough. You have to actually physically put your face up against it. It's such a small gap.
Velkin's gonna once she sees it, she's gonna dive in. Can she get sight of Wren for just even a second?
Yeah.
She just says to Wren,
Actually,
out loud.
give me a perception check because it is still
Okay.
hard to make out which shape is which at this
Okay.
point.
That was a good roll.
I
17 plus 4.
Okay, 21.
Yeah.
Before that happens, you guys are going to take 8 points of fire damage. 21.
boy.
You can make out the smaller of the two figures, which is Wren.
Okay. Velkin just says, Wren, let it happen, and she's gonna cast banishment on Wren.
Interesting.
Huh.
Ooh.
I accept.
I accept.
I hope I'm of this plane.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd be unfortunate.
the downside.
It's the
I
only
mean, it has
thing.
to last a whole minute.
I'll take
Alright.
it.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, go ahead. I just need to
I'm
make
really
sure that this
sorry.
actually works. for the
It's
current-
all Velkin has to get her out of there in the second, because I don't have any dimension door or anything like that.
Yeah, it says you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane if they're native of the plane of existence you're on.
But she'll
I know
eventually
how
come
to-
back.
I know
Okay.
how it works.
Okay,
I just
okay.
need to make sure.
Ren's gonna go to the
Sorry, guys, 1
spell
second.
scarred plane for a minute.
Find that fucker and get the key back.
Poof. You! Poof.
Yeah.
By the way, so point of order here. I made a brief slip up. The potion that you drank did nothing. So you
Oh
remove
my
those hit points.
God.
Oh my. Oh my.
Whenever you cast banishment, you do not feel it take on the target.
Anti-magic.
Oh.
Anti-magic.
Ah,
Oh no.
I'm real close, guys. Did my
Okay.
investigation check seeing the tracks go into the door? Does that give me any hint on how to open the door? Does it give me any idea?
It essentially shows you that the door slides in on itself. There are no levers that you see, but the door pretty much slides into the wall, and it seems like there is something keeping it closed, even with Calder's sword through it in a small, brief moment. And whenever he opens it, just for a crack, you can see it. The wall kind of slides in, or the door kind of slides into the wall.
At this point, it's been taking quite a while, so Isaiah's gonna trade places with Ook, have him hold up the door, and then run upstairs. And it looks basically like an elevator door, right?
Yep, essentially.
Shut in the center, and as they're squeezing it, pushing it around, it would have to go into the walls.
Correct.
He's gonna start taking out a hammer to the wall next to the door and start exposing everything behind it to see what he
Okay.
can find.
Okay, give me a roll damage.
What are the guards
Um,
doing at this point?
The guards? Funny you ask. They've walked down the side streets and have now turned down on the road, the block that you guys had walked down. They don't seem to recognize that Calder kicked in a door, but you definitely know that other people have as you look to your left and you see there's a small crowd congregating outside of the front.
Right.
I'm gonna
Total of
okay,
10 damage on the wall.
10 damage. You take your hand.
And I'm specifically focusing on like the wood or plaster wall
Okay.
next to.
Yeah, it is wood. You slam the pike into it. You can see a large chunk of it just kind of breaks in on itself, and it exposes what behind it looks like a wall made of metal. You would have to probably hit it again to expose more and more of it, but you probably get a good 3-4 foot chunk of wall.
Keep going until he finds something
Okay.
he can work with.
I am going to, seeing that a crowd is kind of congregating near the house.
3 more
I
points
think-
of fire damage, by the way.
So close.
Echo's kind of curses to himself, like, God damn it. So he's going to hop down with the ring of, he's going to drop down. He's going to try to sneak around to kind of across the street from where they are.
Okay.
And then,
I just need you to make me a stealth check first.
that's fair. That's fair. That's really good. That is a 25.
25. Okay. You land, and they do not notice your presence.
All right, I'm gonna move, kind of go to the across. There are houses across the street from them. Is that correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna go over to one of those houses and can peer aside to see if it's vacant. At least no one
Give me
within the house.
perception check.
Okay. Ooh, 13.
13. You peer in. Can't really see much as it's dark inside.
All right. I'm gonna try the door. Is it locked?
It is locked.
Shit. Okay. All right. Know what? Am I out of sight of people? Can no one see me?
You are not out of sight, essentially, but no one's recognized. You made it there quietly enough. You can see the crowd of people to your left kind of formulating in front of the door that Calder kicked in. You can see people discussing things. You're kind of pressed up against the door. No one's really taking notice at this point.
Okay.
This isn't counting against your guys' time, by the way. This is kind of going on while
Yeah.
this is all happening.
As suddenly as possible, I want to cast Firebolt at like some bushes on the other side of the house to start a fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, just to kind of give you a perspective of what the city of Erebar looks like, there are no just random bushes in this part of the.
Yeah.
So if you want to shoot at something else, you can, and
Yeah,
that would
I wanna
probably be one of the buildings or one of the doors or windows or planners or anything like that to cause a distraction.
Yeah. Whatever I can whatever I know will catch on fire right away and spread as fast as possible.
Okay. Well, it depends on what you're shooting, because you see apartment buildings behind you and to your left.
Yes. I would
Windows,
shoot that.
doors. You're gonna shoot one of the buildings.
Shoot one of the
So you
buildings.
fire,
Jesus.
and the firebolt shoots out of the tip of your pistol, hits the door. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That is 2d10. That's 14 points of fire damage.
1 to 10, it ignites. 10 to 20, it doesn't.
1 to 10.
10. Exactly.
Wow.
The door you see, and it begins to catch on fire, and people go, "Hey! Hey! Fire! Fire!" They start yelling down the street. And the crowd that was congregating in front of the house slowly begins to move towards. There are some people who are like, what about the? And as you hear the sounds and screams of fire, you hear the stomping of steel boots coming from around the corner, and 2 guards kind of approach. And I look to the left and begin to rush towards the fire.
Okay, I want to head the opposite. I want to try to sneak around the opposite direction back towards the house.
Okay. In the meantime, we're gonna go back to the others inside the house.
Can you fit fingers through the door at this point?
You could probably fit your fingertips. You wouldn't be able to fit
Like
your whole
to the
hand.
other side?
No. You can't fit your hands the whole way through. You could get your
Okay.
just enough to get your hands in there.
Hey, snack, please. Snack, please.
Sort of in the same vein.
Calder.
Sort of the
Crowbar.
same vein as Calder. I want to shove my crowbar like as far in as I can, just one last ditch, and then just be like, "Fuck this!" Put my hands in, rage, and let like the scales just like go all the way down his arms, and just kind of start pulling.
Did you give me a snack?
Yes, I have a fellow one.
Yeah.
I know we were joking about it last session, but can I actually fit in the bag of holding?
Always try.
I'm
The
gonna
size
try.
of it is not the biggest. It is not like a
neither am
giant
I.
sack.
I'm real tiny.
You're not like the bag's only about like 2 feet tall.
Well,
It's
yeah,
not.
but it's a
not
magical
mass-
space.
if you want to start shoving yourself in the bag of holding, by all means, if that's what you want to do.
I will try.
Okay.
The last
Redric.
ditch effort.
Roll me an athletics check with advantage, as the other two behind the door are helping.
Could we each roll one? That'd be fair.
If you would like to roll one,
Okay.
you both can roll one. Calder, go ahead and roll the other one.
I already rolled.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
I
Isaiah.
also got a 25.
Yeah.
19. Yeah.
50.
Okay. I don't know if that's how that works.
Just in case, Isaiah is going to be paying attention to what Calder's doing and offering guidance where he can and push that up to a 29.
My man.
Woof.
Just in
Wow.
case.
Some guiding words from Dad.
With the 29, definitely makes a difference between a 25 and a 29. Redric, as you reach your hands in, the claws kind of come out. Calder, you using all your might. Egval, you helping. The combined might of all three of you. You pull and the door struggles against your strength to the point where it starts to close. You get it open just enough. It's about 3 or 4 feet that you have it open. It is now just Egval, Redric, and Calder holding with all of their might.
I rush out.
I was gonna say if
I beg and try to climb into the bag, and I rush out.
Get out of the fucking bag and run!
Okay.
Ren, you get enough time just for that brief opening that you just squeeze and you tumble out on the floor. One more athletics check from both of you to see if you can keep the door open enough. This is going to be straight from Calder with advantage because Redric is no longer helping.
Oh boy. Okay.
little one's in your pocket.
Oh yeah. let's get all those inspirations out.
There's always one. Better use it.
Okay.
Can you guide yourself? Are you able to
I
guide yourself?
I did. Inspo. Guidance. 27.
27. Exactly what you needed. Redric, you kind of look at him for a brief moment and just give him a nod as you know that you're going to have to let go. Both Egval and Calder both look at you.
I got
You let go.
Go.
You tumble. As you let go, you see it kind of close for a brief moment. As you roll out, just enough time for Egval and Calder. You let it go. It slams. And the room goes quiet.
Rin is on the floor, panting, looking real rough. Real rough.
I'm also not looking great, but
The worst you have ever seen her.
I'm assuming my sword is still just like stuck in the door.
No, it
Probably-
probably
you had enough
fell when
time.
you got it open.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so.
as
yeah.
I tumble through, can I grab my crowbar from the other side? Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I would assume
Yes!
you never grab. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Nice,
fine.
nice,
That's
nice,
fine.
nice.
That's fine.
I'm assuming Egg is probably going to go for Ren since she looks hurt, so Isaiah will go over to Redric and sort of pat him out a little bit and do a simple first level cure wounds.
Okay, yeah, she
Yeah,
looks rough. She looks
I'm fine,
disoriented,
Run first. I'm okay.
burnt.
He's got her. Shut up.
Okay.
So as soon as like Redric comes through and the door slams closed and I see Ren, I'm gonna quickly tap her for a level 4 cure wound. Signature dish is gonna go to Redric.
Nice.
So Redric, you heal 6 if you need it or not. I don't care. That's 10.
And you get 7 from me.
15. That's 23 plus 4. You heal 27 points, Ren.
Much better.
How are you looking still, Ren, after that?
Still a little rough. Like,
I'll hit you
you know.
with an. I'll hit you with another 10 as he's like
Okay.
healing you. I'll come up behind and kind of help you get on your feet and.
Thank
heal.
you. And I just mutter. You just hear mutter under her breath. My dad's a fucking dick.
Yeah, you can guys see as the party kind of surrounds Ren, beginning to cast your healing spells on her, the burns and scars that you know that any normal human being would probably have for the rest of their lifetime begin to seal and close.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna swing by my room to get a new fucking shirt because I assume my clothes are trash now.
Yeah, you have burns and holes all through your clothing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna change again.
Red,
I am gonna touch Redric. Too bad you're getting a level 2 cure wounds. Ren's getting the signature
Not that
dish.
bad.
So you get 2 extra points, Ren, if you're still in the room.
Yes, I.
And that's
For that.
5 plus 3. That's 8 plus 4. You get 12 points, Redric, whether you need it or not.
You know, if we had not leveled up just now with my measly 3 hit points, that measly 3 hit points kept me up. I was this fucking close.
They ain't measly.
They ain't measly.
While everybody's after that first wave, while everybody's getting situated, Ren goes to her room. Isaiah's gonna look. Can he see more about how that room was built with the damage he was doing to the wall?
Yeah, so after just enough time, you begin to notice that. Actually, go ahead and roll me investigation, just to see exactly how much you see.
Oh, nice. That's with the new 23.
Okay. As you begin to pry away more and more of the wood here in this room, you can see that it does form an octagonal chamber of metal. And what it is housed by, as you get farther and farther down the room, you begin to, one swing of your pike, you hit something metal. Toom! And you notice that this has been reinforced. This room kind of sits on this steel reinforcement made of beams that are inset in the wall, sort of like a cage for the room. And as you begin to peel more and more wood around, you can see that the doors kind of run on this track that is laid on this octagonal room that are attached to the ceiling and the floor. It is pretty much just a room that sits on a steel housing, kind of rudimentary in a way. How or why it's shut, you're not sure. You're assuming it's enchanted somehow.
Of course.
So, time to get the fuck out.
Probably best.
Stand up. Yeah, you could say that.
Back to the sewers, hit the market for y'all's shit, and then back to Sealick, yes?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'd like to stop by the docks.
Oh, to look for your people?
Right.
Okay.
If there's a sewer grate near there, so I can even go by myself. It won't take long. Ugh.
Ren, is there a back door or like another way to leave outside the kicked-in front door?
Yeah, follow me.
Okay.
Oh, one sec. And I'm gonna take a piece of the wood that I busted upstairs, bring it downstairs, and sort of hammer it in so the door kind of, at least until somebody fucks with it, stays where it is.
Yeah, when you guys head back downstairs, you see Ook is no longer holding the door, like you kind of left him. He now just sits in front of it, looking at the stairs, just kind of sitting on his legs. The door kind of sits at an angle. You can see there's like a large gap of outside still sitting. He just looks innocent.
Close enough, buddy. All right. And then I'm just going to hammer it in place. The second somebody tries the door, it's probably going to fall apart. But until somebody tries, it'll stay there. And then
Okay.
head out.
You all head out.
Nah, I probably would have dropped concentration a while ago. Ren's visible.
Yeah.
Dornan, to go back to you.
Yes.
You sneak back into the alleyway that kind of cut through to get to the main street. And as you round the corner, you almost bump into some. Huh! As you see a young girl with large rabbit ears standing there with her arms crossed and her foot tapping. She kind of gives you a stern look.
What? What?
She just gives you the I'm watching you.
Okay, well, watch me as much as you like, but clearly something's going on in there, so I didn't see you helping.
She kind of looks around the corner, points at the fire, and then points up at you.
Distraction. What do you want me to do?
Her eyes just squint.
As I just kind of just then I pat her head as I walk around her to head back to the house.
You hear her foot pads kind of following behind you. The rest of you in Wren's home exit through the back door into an alleyway. You kind of look around before you exit. There's no one in the alley kind of waiting for you at all. You hear sounds of commotion out front.
What is it? As everyone is now outside toward the back, I'm gonna cast sending to Echo. I'm not really gonna worry about word count. It's not gonna be that long. Things happen. We went out back, meet us around back with Avery. That's it.
Okay. You'll hear back. Okay. 2 seconds. So I guess I'll turn around and kind of just start heading back towards where I came from.
You almost run into her, and she kind of like jumps out of the way, raises her hands up, like, "What are we doing now?" As you kind of
I ignore her,
past her.
and I just walk. I just ignore her and just keep walking.
The rest of you that kind of walk outside hear the ringing of a small bell, like a ting 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 ting. You hear fire, fire, ding 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 ding, and you can just smell smoke at this point. And all of you kind of just instinctively looking to the sky can see this large black cloud.
Oh
it
shit!
the
Who the
house?
fuck left Echo outside?
Was it supposed to leave the room?
It
What
That's
didn't.
my
Wait.
house.
About 4 apartments down in front of you, down the alley, glass breaks, flames eject, begin to rise up the back of this building.
Jesus.
Vilkins
need.
looking at it, and she's like, "Oh, arson, and I missed it. Damn it." And she
That
also
could
looks
be-
at Ren and says, "Can I have my bag back?
Yeah, no,
I
it's
left it with you for 2 seconds."
Yep,
Puts
yep,
it
yep.
back.
It has
That
like
could-
some burn marks all over it. Just saying. It's not in perfect
Point of order.
condition.
I can't fit in it, so we can put that debate to rest.
At this
mean, I've got
point, the
something I can
flames
do
kind
about
of
that.
are ejecting. You see Echo rounding the corner with Avery. In between you and a burning building. Or, I mean, the burning
You-
building in between your two parties.
You two look worse for her.
Yep. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Make our way towards the sewers.
Sure. Heading back towards the way you came. Are you trying to go unnoticed? Or are you trying to go quickly?
I would say unnoticed.
Unnoticed, yeah.
Stealth
Big
check
back
them all then.
alleys.
Do we want to go through another way?
This way isn't
I'm looking-
special. It was just the closest I could find.
Oh, okay.
That is skills.
Oh shit! Fucking. Thanks, Ducky.
Oh, Redric, don't forget you have my boots, so you have advantage on himself.
Don't worry, I remember.
Isaiah Nuke.
Well, I got 5. He got an 11.
Awesome. I love making them both roll. It's great every time. One of them fails every time. Gives the DM a little bit of hope. Redric.
22.
Okay. Go.
19.
Avery also got 15. Velkin. You're muted.
It was a stealth, right? Sorry,
Yep.
my dog's whining. Of 12 plus 7.
12 plus
19.
7. Thank you. Egg ball.
Nat 19 for 22.
Woof. Red?
Mathematically, it's a 12, but in actuality, it's a natural 1.
Natural 1.
I'll chronal shift that. I'll chronal shift that.
Okay, thank you.
Hey.
25.
It works. Heading back the way you came, you avoid all the
Calder?
commotion.
We
Calder,
skipped
sorry,
me
sorry,
entirely.
sorry.
I was like, that's fine.
In my head, it mathematically worked because we had Avery and Ook now, and then Vulcan's back.
Gotcha.
So go ahead.
6.
Well, that changes everything.
We should have fucking ignored Calder.
Just kidding. It does not change anything. You're still on the side of the good side. So, heading back the way you came, avoiding the commotion. You kind of pass by the burning building. You can definitely tell that this building has erupted in flame quickly. The back of the building that you kind of pass is not completely consumed yet. And as you round the corner and kind of look quickly to your left, you see there's a massive crowd gathering out, trying their best as they can. You can see some sort of local town fire marshals have kind of gathered and begin to put as much water on this building as they can. But it excuse me, is the building that Echo caught on fire is consumed. Now they're really just trying to stop the fire from spreading to the rest of the apartments. The best of seeing this, taking this as the opportunity to sneak through the alley, quickly make your way back to the sewer system on which you came, and take the ladder down and find yourselves in the sewer again.
Did my dad's journal survive, or did it catch on fire? Was I able to save it?
Yeah,
Nice,
everything that
okay.
you had in your possession, including the materials that Redric gathered, survived.
Scooping him up.
Yeah, everything that was left untouched before the flames erupted have burned, but the stuff that you had grabbed.
So I held on to, just point of order, I held on to the journal and the stones and the leather. And then everything else I think was in the bag that Velkin now has.
Wonderful.
Okay.
What now, guys?
Breath of relief.
Yeah.
Shit and piss
So-
and relief.
What happened in there?
Well, happened outside?
A good fucking question.
Let's see. There was a large crowd forming around your house, I might add, and some guards who were getting a little too close. So I sent them
He
the other
started
direction.
a massive fire.
I mean,
Sorry.
I started a small fire, and then I got big.
you know what?
So you made
I'm actually with him on this one. That's the exact same thing I would have done.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? That could kill people. So, Velkin, I'm very disappointed. And you, Echo, maybe you don't feel shit or care about people, but why don't you wrap your little logical mind around this? Do that kind of shit again? Kill somebody who doesn't deserve it? I'll fucking break you. I need you alive. But I can break you and fix you later.
Well, then how about I just let them catch you guys? And he just kind of walks up to Redric like, "Can I have my boots, please?"
I think I'm gonna keep him.
I think the only thing that makes
Just stares
This-
at you.
only thing that makes this okay is that not really a lot of people were here.
It's still not okay.
No.
He doesn't know if anyone was in the building. He doesn't know if it's going to spread more.
Regardless of whether or not anybody gets hurt, it's still exactly the last thing any of these people need is more destruction.
Agreed. There are other solutions.
You've got a
Echo.
loud as fuck gun and you can run quickly. You could make a distraction without fire.
Boots, please.
Why? You're gonna go burn some more houses down with him, running around, sneaking, starting arsons? Some arsonry?
I mean, they are
agrees with us, right?
technically his.
I'm going to
I'll
ask you
give him
one
back
more
when
time.
it's him. They weren't his. He took them from someone else.
A fair point.
Kind of.
How do we get to the docks from here?
Here. Isaiah will pull out a couple rolled up sheets and hand them to Ren. They're some of the latest I got. I marked out the market and Tomorrow's Square, and the two houses, so you can find your ways between them. Docks are around here.
Yeah, it's in the
Generally.
northwestern, the most northwestern part of the city.
Yeah, and he'll hand over the maps to Ren.
Thanks.
Is the market on the way, or is that a different direction?
You would pass the
Yeah.
market to get to the dock.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're basically going to be doing a circle. Kind of.
Can we stop there first, or we want to?
That was part of the plans.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Start
Is that
walking.
okay, Red?
What?
Is that okay? Stopping at the market on the way, or
I mean, I gotta pick up my shit too.
okay,
I don't think there's any real time. I'm just trying to figure out where they ended up.
right? Okay.
You can sorry, I'm still learning the name. Echo can talk telepathically, right?
Nope.
Like Velkin can message him and he can receive them, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I didn't know if there was like a thing I was missing or anything like that. As they start heading towards the docks, he hears in his head, you know what, they might not all agree, but you did keep everybody off us and allowed us time to save Redric and Wren. Might not be, they say, best option, but it worked. So thank you.
You're welcome.
He just keeps walking.
And he's keeping to the back, keeping just his eyes on. He's going to be like lingering like at least 20 feet behind everybody.
Okay.
As a note, Isaiah handed the drawings and the essentially maps to Ren and said, "This is where you got to go," and then started walking in the other direction. Come get me after you're done.
Where are
I'll
you
be
going?
at home. I'm going home.
Okay. Do you want anyone with you?
Very much no.
Hang on a
Okay.
second. I'm gonna break the connection, the connections that I do have. No?
No, thank you. I very much want to be alone right now.
I mean, just in case of emergency.
Do you want the Ornance? I won't go in his
I very
vision.
much want to be alone right now.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, I guess, walk a little closer to Isaiah and just sort of like outstretch my hand.
Okay. I'll see you
It's
in a
just,
little while.
no, it's just more sort of like a Roman handshake type of thing. Just be safe. I know you know the place.
Always.
You're just going home, but be safe.
I don't think I'm the one that has to worry.
Famous last words.
In Isaiah and you walk in this direction. You pass Echo as you start walking in the other direction. The rest of you are heading towards the market then?
Yep.
Please.
Market in the docks.
Okay. Ren, just give me a survival check with advantage.
Nice. 18 and a 5. So I'll take the 18 plus 19.
19. It's going to take you about the same time, Isaiah and Ook, to get back to your house. For the rest of the party to get to the market. So you guys are kind of arriving at those two locations almost at the exact same point. Wren, with a 19, you lead the party through the sewers. It's not as easy as it looks. And you're kind of having to stop, look at the map every once in a while, try to read Isaiah's messy handwriting and figure out the mad scientist's notes. And you eventually get to a point where you think you could safely emerge in a back alley just outside the market district, past where you remember the blockade being, for your party to safely emerge from the sewers.
Okay. This should do it. Hang on, I'll go take a peek.
Guidance.
And I will, there you go. Quietly go up, do the gopher.
Yeah, so when you pop your head up, you see the market. Well, you hear it. You don't see it. You're essentially in this darkened alley in between apartment buildings that kind of lead it. An old market, like stalls and barrels and crates. This alley that you kind of emerge from is messy and dirty, but it's rather quiet. But you can hear the bustling market as it is a new day in full force.
Okay.
The city's kind of taking a life to itself, that it seems a little bit different and more excited now than whenever you first arrived here. Everyone seemed to be on alert whenever you first got to the market.
And the alley looks clear.
The alley's clear.
We want
Alright,
everyone to go up, or just few of us that are less noticeable?
Well, I mean,
Not the two who purchased anything.
you say less noticeable, and I look down at myself.
I mean, I'm sure I could get in and out without being seen too much. Got me some handy boots.
I'm going to get my things.
Alright.
Yo, let's just try to be quick, right? In and out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Joel can't remember, but Echo might. Where were we meeting Seelick again?
I think the sewers.
Yeah, probably back where we left him.
Hey, you kind of never really made plans,
Okay.
but you left him at the sewers with his sister.
Mm.
The refugee hub.
Okay.
So who's going to the surface?
Me.
Hello.
I think all.
Okay.
Are we all going?
I don't mind waiting in the sewer, but either or.
You behind or going?
I'll go up, but I'll just hang out in the alley, waiting
Perfect.
for the others.
Everyone that's leaving the sewers, roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Kind of quiet. Was wondering if everyone was going. Oh, I got a nat 20 though. I got 2 nat
Nice.
20s. What the heck?
Wow.
Oh! First time ever.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
honestly.
Redric.
25.
25. You got a natural 20 though.
Yeah.
Okay. Dornan?
16.
Wren. Yeah, well, Wren. Yeah, go ahead. Did you roll?
Yeah,
What'd you roll?
25.
Okay. Velkin?
I got a 2, so that makes it a 9.
9! Egg ball.
Oh,
I got a natural 1 for
Oh.
Calder did great.
Calder?
2 minus 1.
Oh my god.
So, you guys are
Sad playground
tied.
Noises.
Avery. I'll use my evil DM dice for this. Rolled a 2 for a total of 5. You all emerge, and as your party kind of walks out into the center of the market, trying to stay on the edge, you notice there is quite a large crowd. And as you pass by one of the stalls, they begin to call to, "Hey there, young fellow! You look like you could use a new knife on ya. One of the stall talking to you. People begin to talking to you, Redric. Begin to take notice of him calling out to you.
I'm good, friend. I already got my own. Just keep walking. Don't even look
You
at
pass
him.
through the
Look
crowd.
down.
There is really no way a party of misfits like yours goes unrecognized in such a crowd. Now, no one goes and turns to stop you in any way, shape, or form, but you definitely turn heads, especially dressed the way you are. Some of you look much different. Dornan.
Basically, as everyone, I think, what Ren said, she's staying in the alley. As everyone else kind of goes into the market, he's actually going to pop up his hood, about face, and head the opposite direction out of the opposite side. He's going to actually head towards the building above the security hub, the sewer hub, where they're hanging out. So he's going off on his own.
Okay.
Because he's pissed.
And leave?
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Not really, but he puts up his hood kind of to make it just basically ignore everyone else and leave. So
he is traveling about 20 feet behind the rest of you. What did you roll as a stealth check?
Mine was 16.
Does anyone have a passive perception of 16?
17, I think.
Okay.
Ooh.
Anybody else?
No.
I was gonna be like, yeah, I do, and then I was like, no, that was ad-lib.
You're not ad-lib.
The only person that recognizes you, Dornan, as you kind of sneak back through the crowd, Ren, you see a familiar hood kind of bouncing in the opposite flow of the crowd. Eventually breaks off and heads in the opposite direction. Back towards the living quarters.
I'll keep an eye on him.
Eventually, you will lose sight of him as it continues to walk down, unless you follow.
Yeah, I'll send a message to Calder and Red and just say, Echo split off somewhere. I'm gonna tail him.
Roger that. Keep us updated.
Yep.
Let us know how many buildings he burns down.
Yeah, tell me how many toes I gotta break.
I need you to make me a new stealth check, Ren.
That is a dirty 20.
I'm assuming your passive perception is not 20.
Of course it's 20. No, it's a 12.
Okay, so staying as far as back as possible in the trail echo, he seems to be heading in a familiar direction towards the square of Tamara's statue. Kind of gauge that just from being here for so long. Back towards that direction. It could be back towards Isaiah's, you're not really sure. Just in that general direction. Southeastern. The rest of you head towards the outskirts of the market, sort of the northwestern part of the market, where you know that the blacksmith that you had visited once before was sort of in an offshoot alley. Not an alley, but an offshoot street. That was kind of this open blacksmith with a large burly gentleman that ran the shop. The rest of you are following to the blacksmith, correct? Okay. Once you get to it, you can see there's a small bit of a wait. You guys kind of file in line. There's 3 individuals that seem to be arguing with a young boy behind the counter. When you guys approach, you hear him say, "I don't know. The ledger. Your name's on it." You hear one of them say, "Boy, the sword now, behind there. Yep, no, that one." And you can see that the boy's panicking, kind of picking up and showing swords. "No, that one. Of course." Kind of runs it up, but the ledger. "I don't give a damn about your ledger." You see him grab the sword and rip it out of the boy's hand, and he turns towards all of you, almost about face, bumps into Redric and Eggvald.
Is there a problem here? Is there a problem here?
At that point, you do all of you recognize these men dressed in a familiar garb. black leathers, long black capes, and with pins of the 5 blade. And whenever Eggval says, "Is there a problem here?" the smaller one, about 3 feet, this man that kind of approached you's, he's smaller about by 3 feet. To you, Eggval, the man that you are speaking to is about the same height as you. The smaller one approaches and says, "No, but you don't know really. You really don't know who you're talking with. And if I advise you, you'll be out of our way."
Yeah,
What
April,
weapon? What weapon did he take, or what
He has
weapon
a-
does he have in his hand?
The small one or the big one?
No, the big one, the one that was like, "Give me that."
It's a large, what looks like longsword or greatsword.
No name in the ledger. What did you order?
I'm gonna try
I
to
have
like.
something. I have something similar ordered as well.
I'm gonna try to like fade into the background.
Okay.
Just, like, not
You're
even
pretty
saying
much
anything.
standing right next to him.
I know, but
um,
like I'm just gonna like look
Yeah.
down and like
Yeah.
shift away.
Yeah, Egg, I think we should
None of your goddamn business.
absolutely
Do you-
right. It is none of our
I'm
business.
just-
we should let the nice
I'm-
men go.
I'm just gonna look past the big gentleman in front of me. You have another one of those? I ordered one of those.
We might
Hmm.
move. Last one.
Calder is gonna kind of try to like move in Egg's direction and also move him, like to try just kind of. Yeah, let's get out of the gentleman's way.
I'm just gonna stay. I'm just gonna keep eye contact with the larger gentleman and move to the side.
The 3 of them go to pass you. The larger one looks at you, Eggval. "If I see your face here again, you'll be dead." And they walk past.
It's if you see me again.
He stops.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
All 3 of them stop. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy.
Okay. Listen, man, if you took my sword, I want my fucking sword. That's a 18.
18.
+4.
So a 22.
Feel for a brief moment. Stiffen up. And you shake it off. "I'll give you one warning. You resist it again, and all of you will be dead." Tall, slender one in a long hood. The 3rd gentleman speaks up.
Sorry.
Come on,
these
boys.
are the-
Enjoy the rest of your day. Apologies.
What were we gonna ask, Falcon?
Sorry, I may be a little confused. Are these people that I commissioned the sword from?
These are people from the 5 Blades who seem to be shaking down the young boy behind the stall at the blacksmith that they commissioned the sword from.
And they're trying to take Egg's sword.
You're not sure.
We don't know.
He
A
specially ordered one. Yeah, ordered one. And they're taking a sword from the boy.
And Egg, I can't tell if that's the one that he's supposed to get or not.
Yeah, you're not. That's the reason Egg is sort of mad.
Okay. You could sense that they use magic, right?
You have no reason to. It. Eggval might.
Has the boy handed over the sword yet to them?
Yeah, they are walking away with the large sword on the large gentleman's back at this point.
Hmm. Hmm. I quickly ask if that was yours or not, and then let me know.
That's what I'm gonna do.
She's keeping an eye. Eorns is going to start trailing after them. Just keep an eye on them.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that. I do have my name in the ledger. It probably won't be able to read it. It's in giant for an egg ball. I can point if you want me to.
Sorry. No, don't worry about it. It happens all the time. They sort of
It
own this
shouldn't.
place.
What was the cost of the blade they took?
That one? Probably a good 10 gold or so.
I will put 20 on the counter.
You really don't have to do that.
It's just
It's all right.
when you deal with rude people, it doesn't.
If they know I took it,
Don't tell them.
That easy.
he gulps and slides the money slowly off of the table. Under Eggvol, what kind of blade was it?
So I had ordered a longsword, but I also had ordered a breastplate. Probably would be easier to see because of the size difference.
Oh, you're the big one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, the boss isn't in today, but I can check and see in the back. Anybody else get anything?
Yeah, leather armor, small set.
And it looks like some of you paid up front?
I had paid, I think, some up front, most up front. I don't remember. We
I don't
can
remember
figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We can figure it out in a minute.
We can deduct gold. Retrospective.
5 million gold.
Oh,
It's fine.
And what did you order under Redric?
leather armor, small set.
Okay. It looks like they just finished up this morning, so a moment.
Take your time.
He goes into the back, and slowly but surely he brings out the breastplate, the sword, and the leather armor.
While he's back there, just like I just want to like look to Egg and like, Egg, listen, we can't cause a commotion with them right now. You get that, right?
Taking from things that aren't yours are not
Understand.
okay.
Oh,
It is not.
if that's your sword, we're gonna beat their ass. We just can't cause a commotion doing it. Don't mistake my words.
Mine
I'm
are
sorry.
not. No, so he brings out a longsword.
He does.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. Just wasn't sure.
We just gotta be
So then I
careful.
guess
We're almost done
so-
here, and these guys got the whole city under their thumb.
And I guess as now we're discussing, and you brought it out, I'm gonna take off my. So I guess usually what I have wearing, what I usually have wearing is that layers wise, I have on sort of like a common shirt, and then I have on my set of leather armor, and then over top of that, I have over my sort of thickish leather apron that I usually wear. I'm gonna take off the leather apron, and I'll take off my leather armor. And then I'll take the breastplate, and then I'll put the breastplate on, and then just sort of kind of like feel it out or whatever, like a little restricting. Kind of sort of have to get used to it a little bit. And I'll put like my leather apron back over and sort of readjust some of the straps so my apron feels more comfortable now that, you know, assuming the breastplate is a little bit more bulky-ish. And then pick up the sword and just kind of toss it around, show a little bit more of like my adeptness with using it, sort of like spinning it and little flourishes and stuff. And this,
Is it all right?
well, I've never wear a breastplate before, but I was kind of like hit my chest hard a couple times. I didn't feel it, so that's a good thing, I guess. Thank you.
In the leather. I don't think this is gonna fit you.
Oh, it's not for me. By the way, I'll sling it over my shoulder. You said this place was run by the Blades, right?
Pretty much this whole market. And I just want to give you a warning. Anybody that ever talks to them like that, just be careful.
Trust me, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
So-
feeling.
Whole market, all run by the Blades?
Anybody that ever has to, or anybody that brings a stall here, sign an agreement with Poe and his cronies. I mean, associates.
Right. They get a cut of everything you sell, I'm guessing.
You could say that.
Well,
Sorry.
Inch away.
thanks for the armor.
no one says bye. You all just stare at the poor kid.
This is the city where it's like magic is a no, right?
It is.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Does it say if how much is left to pay? Not the best at numbers.
We'll figure out the later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
What were you saying,
That's
Vulcan?
You know, as the others are walking away, she's gonna turn to the boy. He seems sweet, and she says, "Just wondering. I know magic is not really a thing here. Do you know anybody who does? Might have some wares."
His eyes kind of go wide.
She's just straight faced looking at him.
Oh,
He shakes his head no.
Alright,
yeah.
well, where the John? Alright, goodbye. She's gonna wave and head off after the others.
As we're leaving, yeah, we kind of did find a place like that while you were gone.
Oh, can we stop?
Probably not.
Oh, wait, we could stop for Eggval and Redric, but we
They-
can't stop for me?
Well, they
We
had ordered for
this
one
ahead
thing.
of time.
We're trying to move through, and also we kind of cleared out pretty much everything of use.
She just rolls her eyes and says, "Alright, fine." Oh, also Egg. And she kind of like walks up and she pats his arm and she says, "If anybody ever takes anything from you, just let me know. I feel like I could get it back. If not, at least with the help of Wren, you know? Sometimes you don't have to use brute force."
It was more of just rude.
Oh, trust me, yes, many people are rude. But
I
I know you don't like seeing that, and I know, there's conflictions with personalities in the group and viewpoints and whatnot, but we can't solve everything. We already got enough on our plates.
That's true. I do. I guess I'll say this then more to the group. One of them did try to do something with me magic wise. Couldn't move for a second, but fought through it. I think it was the skinnier, lanky one.
Blades had magic.
Can you describe
wouldn't-
the exact feeling? I meant to be able to kind of work out what it was.
It was kind of like I couldn't move. Like I just sort of held still for a second and just sort of
Like a
broke
lock,
through
kind
it.
of like a locking up feeling.
Something like that, yeah.
Can Velkin make an Arcana check? Does that sound like hold person or something else?
Yeah, go ahead.
or- Okay. I don't know what I don't know my modifiers yet.
Plus 27.
Well, it's plus 8, and I got a
Close
14
enough.
on the
Might as
die.
well.
Okay, might as well be plus 27. It sounds similar to the hold person spell that you know of.
Vilken kind of glances to Calder and says, "Does sound like a spell that very common for wizards to know. Not super high leveled, but
It's,
you know."
doesn't narrow it down quite as much as you think, because I can do it.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
So,
I'm very impressive, yes. And
Oh,
try to
very.
walk on.
Just a regular old mage. Another wizard in our party.
I'm a goddamn wizard.
With your chin up high, the rest of you head back towards the sewer.
Real quick, as we're going through the market, if I see any place that just has like a jacket with a hood of some kind that's just like out in the market area, I might just like grab it off a hook and just like
Ooh.
put it on. And
Yeah.
just
Sleight of
walk
hand
away.
check.
Yeah.
I'm also sure that I took it off when we were dealing with the whole door situation, but Calder will put his cloak back on.
Mine is definitely burned to hell. I don't have a great modifier for this. Oh, but I rolled okay. 16.
16. As you walk through the bustling crowd, you see a clothing shop. And I would call it less than a hoodie, but it's more of like a traveling a cloak with the sleeves probably cut off.
They can have the sleeves on.
Thick
I'll just
enough.
take them off.
Okay. The sleeves are on.
Cool.
It's like this dark blackish burgundy color. It has a tint of red to it. As you take it off and you kind of throw it on yourself. Looks nice. Thick wool. Keeps you warm.
Red's not really my color, but it'll do.
When you steal
Okay.
things, you don't get the choice of what color it is.
I think it's quite flattering, that it is. Switch things up a bit.
I
You
used
see him
to-
just ripping
Yeah, I
the
was gonna
sleeve.
say, he's just
Oh,
like, yeah, it is.
God.
Shh. Like,
I knew it was coming.
She just kind of, you just get a stare. Like, God.
I just throw the sleeves like onto some like commoner's head just behind me.
Fresh towels!
Yeah.
Here, a gentleman. Oh! You eventually
Sun's
head
out,
back-
guns out.
Head back towards the sewer. Isaiah. You
Yes.
take a detour towards your home. Is that where you're going? Back
Yep.
to the house? Okay. You eventually arrive there. It is quiet. You put in your familiar passcode on the door. And you open it.
The two of
What do you
them will
do?
enter. He'll close and lock the door, and then just stand there for like 30 seconds, listening and breathing, and basically just trying to hear all the sounds of an old house, wood creaking, stones settling, and see if, to the best of his knowledge, he's alone.
Perception check.
Ooh, I rolled pretty well, so it's only moderate shit. 13.
13. Seems quite enough.
He's gonna he's gonna go downstairs and clean up in the water, clean his clothes, almost slowly, methodically, almost ritualistically cleansing all of the crap and the filth and the entire past month off of him. Brushing out his hair, taking out all the braids and the beads, spending some time with it to get all the knots out, and then redo it with the braids in his hair and in his beard. Re-put the copper and the silver beads in, go upstairs to his trunk, dig all the way down to the bottom to find some clothes that are probably older than most of the party, but they're solid traveling leather pants and cotton shirt with a leather vest. Put everything on, go downstairs to the workshop with Ook. Still hasn't said a word, isn't planning on it. Reaches up into a cabinet where there are these weird brass tubes coming out like almost from behind the cabinet to a little fine point right at a iron cylinder that's sort of in a cradle. And he'll reach up with his hands with a few sparks coming off as he just spins the cylinder. And the workshop softly fills with some instrumental music with slow, soft, melodramatic violins, bagpipes, some like solid Celtic tunes floating in the background. He'll beckon Ook over, and on the workbench in the middle, just take all of their bags and pouches and packs and pockets and empty all of the crap he's collected over the past month. The armors, the weapons, the poison, the random bits of metal, and start knolling, getting everything sorted by size and color, material, quality, usefulness. And he'll point Ook over to the forge to get it started up. And while it's lighting, he's just going to softly smile as he bends some like random wire he's got lying around into a rough but distinct hat shape and start covering it over with some waxed canvas he has. Just making a specific but very basic hat with a little red ribbon around it so it can adjust a bit to fit a couple of different size heads and maybe even something underneath. And then once the forge is up and running, he's going to take, I don't remember his real name, but Ankle Biter's plate, and he's going to bring it to the center of the workstation and start completely disassembling it, every little piece. And as he's going through all of these motions, you can see like the physical space he takes up just seems to shrink, as in the thousand little ways he's always paying attention to the people around him. He just relaxes. His shoulders are dropped, his knees and back are bent a little, his face is much more neutral as he just relaxes and sits in the stillness and the solitude and works. And when he's got the armor all undone, he's gonna start taking the pieces and mark the ones he's gotta adjust, and the ones he's gotta add to, and the ones he's gonna take away. He's gonna move them aside, and he's gonna start working it with the now hot forge to it's never gonna fit him, but he can make something better than its scale maybe with it, and start filling in the spaces that he needs with all the rest of the general crap he's picked up, the best of it, and he's going to start working it into something larger and something more suitable for his own shape.
Okay. Just give me a tinkering check and add your intelligence modifier, please.
Tinker tools, right? Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. He's been planning this out for a little bit, so he's been thinking a lot. So, total of 18.
18. Processes definitely has begun. You have this blueprint in your mind of what you want to make, and begin to put the pieces slowly but surely together. Just to get the armor disassembled and to make the hat and all of that, it's going to take some time for sure. That took probably a good hour or so just to kind of get the design and layout and the armor disassembled and the hat crafted. To complete this, it's going to be a little bit, but the beginnings of the process has started. That is where we're going to take a break. We'll come back here in about 10-15 minutes. To our adventure.
All right, everybody. After the break.
What a start.
Yeah. And we're back.
Hey. You're supposed to count down when we come back, so I can go right
3,
into
2.
the game. Guys are ridiculous.
Okay.
Don't let me in.
Let's do this again.
Don't let me
Start the stream
take
over.
away your countdown.
Oh my
rights
gosh.
again.
We didn't have any to start with.
You literally had the perfect countdown. at the start of the stream.
All right. Isaiah, was there anything else you wanted to do in terms of the workshop and the work you wanted to do on the plate?
Oh no, he is vibing with the solitude finally after a month of being attached at the hip to these people and just relaxing and doing everything.
Gotcha. You can just hear Africa playing lately in the background. Yeah. Ting, ting, ting. The rest of you, okay, so then we'll go to the other two. Echo and Wren. Echo, you're heading back towards. You ever enter the sewers, or are you just heading straight towards the building?
So, so basically, he is heading towards the building, but he's smart enough and he knows the city well enough to kind of navigate it better, and he's sticking to the alleys because he does know that while his lack of caring about being caught is present, he's still smart enough to know that people are after him. So to kind of keep out of sight is the best way to go, but he doesn't want to go through the sewers because he doesn't know it. So he would go through the alleys towards that hub.
Okay. It only takes you about, from the market, a 20-minute walk. If you're being stealthy. Wren, you're trying your best to keep up with him, but he knows these alleys well, and it is difficult.
I have the same urchin feature that he has.
Indeed. It is difficult, but you're able to do it. Staying a distance behind him. After a while, you begin to recognize some buildings in the area that he's taking you back to, towards the hub, essentially. The refugee camp underneath the sewers. Within the 20 minutes, you emerge, or kind of, we're not going to say you emerge, but you get to the point where you can see the large square in the broken statue of Tamara in the center.
Okay.
What do you do?
So he is going to, once he kind of exits out, he's going to take a look around. Is there other people milling about?
Perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's great. That's a 6.
6. Every once in a while, you see somebody kind of walk through the square. 5-10 minutes or so. You see somebody. There are people there, but
Okay. He's going to head towards the he's going to head towards the building and kind of knock on the door. Come see if anyone answers.
no answer.
Okay, gonna jiggle the handle, see if there's any way if it's open or not.
Not locked.
At this point, I just walk up, not trying to hide myself anymore. What are we doing?
He's kind of
Oh goddamn!
He just kind of glances over and he just kind of walks in. And as he walks in, he just basically says, "What are you doing? What do you want?"
I'm making sure you're being careful with that body.
Oh, I'm here. What do you? You can go and play with the others. I'll be here.
This is where we're all headed anyway, so just hang out.
He's gonna kind of
Buddy
sit down.
pal.
Sit down on the kind of hunker down on the floor and pull out his pistol and just make sure it's kind of give it a once over, make sure it's working, and then he's gonna pull out the pocket watch that was stopped and start kind of tinkering at it as he's just to see if he can get it going.
Yeah, give me a tinkering check.
Okay. That's my
Intelligence modifier.
intelligence.
Are you proficient with tinkering tools? Or do
I
you
am
have
proficient with tinkering tools. I do have tinkering tools. I've had it since the
Alright,
start.
You can add your permission or your proficiency bonus.
Intelligence is a -1, so that's kind of a hindrance. Oh, that's actually a nat 20.
Wow.
I know. Plus 3 minus 1, so it's a 22.
Okay, 22 total. You pop the back off of the pocket watch, and you're just sitting in the center of the abandoned tavern.
Yeah, kind of against the against other any like stools, anything that's kind of I'll be sitting on like at the bar, I'll say.
Okay.
I guess I'll be just kind of just tinkering around with the watch. Every so often, as he's working, he'll look at Wren, just kind of glance side-eyed at her, just think to himself like, "Oh, just go away. I don't need you to be here."
You slowly begin to tinker, taking like a small needle and kind of like this curved tool. You begin to tinker at the gears, trying to get them to work, and eventually you feel something catch, and one of the springs loosens, and tick, 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 tick. You begin to hear the ticking of a watch.
Oh. He'll kind of put the back onto it, kind of just seal it back up, and kind of set it to the other watch he has, so it's so they match. So he has now a working watch, and he'll kind of look around the space, and just for once over, he'll look around, see if maybe that platinum silver knight just kind of pops into his periphery, because he popped up yesterday. He figured he was gone, and yet he appeared out of nowhere. So he's just kind of just partly wanting him to come by so he can have a conversation with him. But then he'll kind of look at Wren and just kind of look at her like, why do you care so much about him?
He's my friend. One of the first friends I made after I left home.
Well, you have 6 others, so.
Yeah, but I've already lost a lot recently, so no thank you on losing Dornan.
Well, you've already lost him. He's here by technicality. So you might want to get used to that.
No. And she's gonna get right up in your face, and she's actually gonna grab it and almost search your eyes for a second, and then just say, "We're not giving up on you.
Detect
so
thoughts.
You don't give up on you."
I'm casting
Detect thoughts.
Ooh.
Okay. Surface thoughts?
Surface thoughts are, I know he's in there. He must be so fucking bummed with this jackass up front.
He's actually going to push further. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh
Oh
my.
my.
Oh boy.
Spicy.
Hmm.
It's not high, so you might beat it.
Is it 10? Does it 10
Ooh,
beat it?
You fail.
Ooh.
All right.
I delve deeper. What's deeper behind these thoughts?
Mostly just a lot of grief. She lost her image of her dad and her family and her entire life before this has been destroyed. And she's just kind of started to construct a new family. And Dornan is like a brother in that. And she's not going to lose another one.
Okay. All right. He's going to kind of then, once he kind of delves deep into that, he'll then recede back so you don't have to. You know, you probably by the time he pulls back, you realize he was in there, and he just takes your hand and just gently pulls it from his face. Let's go. And just turns back around and just starts to polish the watch he just fixed. And as he's doing it, he's like, well, best of luck on this, because you get one shot at saving a friend. And if you are Calder, Redric, Egg, Isaiah, Velkin, if either of you fail at this, he's gone forever.
If we don't try, he's gone forever. So.
Well.
No reason not to try.
He's still around. He exists. Better existence than nothing. Have you ever been nothing? Have you ever died before?
I haven't died, but I think everybody was nothing before they existed. So I think if he ceases to exist, he won't really mind. And this is just morbid. So you're essentially wearing my friend's body and running around and doing stuff with it that he would really, really hate. So I think not existing would be better, and I think he would prefer that.
Have you ever
But in any case.
considered once he's put back, what he'll have to deal with?
I have. And I'm real mad at you for that. Or I guess I'm mad at Kellenbor. I don't know. But anyway, he helped me survive killing someone. I'll help him. It wasn't really him anyway. It was you.
Yeah, but he's also been living as whatever he is in a world of the dead. Those are two separate lives he's going to have to try to reconcile. Will you or the others be able to fix that? The best you can hope for is total memory loss. The worst, total mental shutdown.
Oh my goodness. First of all, I don't think you know Dor very well. He's not going to shut down. He's been through a lot. He'll struggle, but he'll adapt,
And
just
kind
like
of
we all
leans
do.
close. Are you sure of that? Are you
I'm
willing
gonna,
to bet on this?
I'm gonna give him the chance to try either way.
I told Calder, he asked, did I really believe he was gone? My response was, if I had any other options, I wouldn't be here. And right now, leaving sounds like the best option.
Mm.
Would you try to stop me?
I'd let you think you got away, and then I'd follow you, and then I'd let the others know, and then they'd follow us, and then we'd all probably tackle you or something. Um, but I'm curious what you think you can accomplish without us. How do you feel it's so much better? What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna start? What's the plan, Echo?
Oh, well, if you think I have a plan. No. Right now, my plan is potentially just getting away from you people. I have money. I could probably hire some idiots.
You're
I
gonna
know where to
trust them?
go. I could kill them if they try to cross me. Simple.
Oh yeah, a party of people that you don't know, that don't trust you. You've got gold, but you don't have loyalty gold. You know what I mean?
True.
That sounds like a real bad plan. It sounds like you'd be better off sticking with people who actually care about the body that you're inhabiting and watching your back.
Well, we'll just have to see.
Sounds good to me.
He's gonna turn around, and he's just going to just start just kind of go back to working on. He has a bunch of other watches that his original and the one he was given to him by Poe via Hawk. So he's just gonna kind of just tinker with them, just kind of clean them up, make sure they're working fine, and basically ignore Ren's existence.
Great.
Show her what
Okay.
not existing is like.
And the rest of you, where are you guys headed?
The docks, I guess, right?
Yes, but I have a question. Are the
I
docks...
have an answer.
Okay. Are the docks within or near the warehouse district?
They would
'Cause
be.
there is-
They're in the warehouse district.
All right. Well, then on the way, I'll probably just as we're walking, signalities, that kind of stuff. Just there is one more spot I kind of wanted to check out. Just scope it out. Don't need to stop if things look weird. But oh my gosh, can't talk. But
You getting choked up, buddy?
It's rough. No. But it's a, let's call it a hideout for the people I used to work for. I don't know if they're still here or not. They could have information on a lot of things. They got their fingers in everything, but it might be Five Blades now. After what
That's a
happened.
solid concern. Hey, quick question.
Mhm.
Now that your family home is kind of gone and they're leaving and all that, comfortable telling us the name? I mean, your family's probably
If-
already gone, right?
That is part of the reason I want to scope out this place. If they are still in the town, then they could easily have records of where they went. If they aren't, sure, all's fair game. But
Okay.
Part of the reason. It's called Fire Drake Inn in the warehouse district. It should be on our way, so I figured might as well scope it out. I know a keyword. Get us through the door if it's still not blades.
Okay. And if it is,
they probably won't even let us through the door. If it is blades, I didn't get that far.
If it is blades, I mean, potentially
They're gonna
they
wreck
want
me.
us, and
Yeah.
we're walking right into. Yeah.
Scope it out from afar first. Let's go with that.
All right. I'm gonna try and check in with Wren. I don't know if she's gonna be too far or not. Wren?
How far is it? A mile?
Oh yeah, it's a mile. Yeah.
Too far. Especially if you are kind of in the general area of the market district.
Just a heads up, we are out of contact range. So,
Boop, boop, boop.
we
Power
probably
is no longer there.
no signal. We probably can
We're
you hear me
sorry.
now? No, she can't. Probably want to, hurry things along as best we can.
Right, yeah, just a quick stop. And I'm thinking if it is my people, they know a lot. Could be useful. Just have a chat.
Okay. They're definitely not gonna let us in the door, right?
No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
Depends what you have to offer. All right. And I'll start leading them towards Fire Drake Inn.
So technically it is you, Velkin, Eggval, and Calder, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, the
We're
perfect
dwindling.
little party.
I know.
And Avery,
All the
right?
people that stick out the
And
most.
Avery.
And Avery.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'll once we get back to Avery, I'll toss the leather armor at her. Just be like,
She tries to catch it, just smacks her.
If you're gonna be following us around, you're wearing that.
She kind of pumps her fist and makes a yes, and puts the leather armor on and tightens it.
Oh yeah.
It fits her. It's a little bit big, and she goes,
Hmm.
she kind of puts her arms out and looks down.
Looks good on you. All right. And I'll half smirk once I turn around and keep leading everyone.
So my question is: are you guys taking the sewers there, or are you taking
No.
the surface? No, to
We'd
which
get lost.
I'd love to take the sewers, but I don't think we
Vulcan
can.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
We'd get lost. We don't know where the fuck we're going down there. Ren's
I
got
like
the
the-
maps. Isaiah's gone.
I like the idea that it's brought up as an idea and you just gonna no. That's just not even considered anymore. It's like you guys are yeah, there's many reasons why we shouldn't go through the sewers, but also this one's already seems really pissed off.
Right. Yeah. And
Hood-
as long
hoods
as
up.
as long as we stick to alleys, if we run into anyone, we can just kill them.
Good
It
idea.
happens all the time in the
Yes.
city.
Oh,
No.
just regular
Oh, wow.
murder.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
No
well,
problem.
if we run into any 5 blades. So,
I see. Self-defense murder.
yes.
Right.
Well,
I can get on
we,
board with
we
that.
could start it if it's 5 blades.
It's moral killing. I get it.
the same two gentlemen who just scolded a man for setting a building
I
on
know,
fire. and
right?
murdered
Oh, we're
people.
talking about
Murder's
defending
okay.
ourselves against
Murder's
people who
too.
want to take
Oh,
us
now
in.
it's defense. Okay.
Bad
We can start
motherfuckers,
it.
that's
we
different.
can start it for sure.
I didn't
kill
say
them.
anything.
Anyway,
I didn't say
Okay.
anyway,
Fact.
moving on.
Wait, I was a little confused on where you wanted to go first.
Fire Drake.
Fire
It
Drake.
should be on the way, because I imagine it's the warehouse district, and then towards
Yep.
the water is the docks. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. Okay. It's probably a 10-15 minute jaunt, and you guys make your way through the warehouse or the market district. Excuse me, slowly into the warehouse district, which is quiet. You hear the distant sounds of the harbor, bells ringing of ships departing and entering the docks. There are people moving carts of goods to and from different shops through this alley, but it's dark and quiet. People seem to keep their heads down and mind their own business, even though your party is a walking circus at this point with the 4 of you that are going.
Avery.
And the 5 of you,
Yeah.
sorry, I keep forgetting about the extra circus clowns you guys have in your party currently. They don't really take any heed. a lot of the shops are closed, and you can tell there's a lot of workshops and guilds, different leather makers and things, but they all seem to be closed, but you can still hear the sounds of industry here. Seems odd. The streets seem empty, but the businesses seem like they're working, if that makes any sense. It's an odd feeling. A lot less bustling, Redric, during the day than it is at night. Typically, a lot of the people in this district are working during this time of the day, and the Fire Drake in specific is a very busy inn during the evening. So you're kind of used to this shady, quiet area, as most of the working class are employed in this district.
Probably where I
But
spend
as-
most of my time.
Exactly. And as you make your way through the dimly lit streets of the warehouse district here, you come across a rundown building with a sign that reads the Fire Drake Inn, hanging crookedly from one of its walls. The building itself appears to have been constructed hastily, with poorly fitted wooden planks, what seems like a leaky wood, kind of nestled in between the rest of the large buildings that surround it. It has a large black door, what seems to be made out of some sort of rusted metal. A few windows that are shuttered and shut. There is a large bench that sits in front of the building, with some large, long seats as well. Empty tankards. Well, it's a barrel full of water that's being collected in it, stagnant. Kind of smells like, the air kind of has this metallic-y tinge to it. Smell. Seems run down, or at least a little bit more since you've been here last.
Okay. I almost just want to walk in such a way that we could either just walk right by it down the street or turn in. And as we're approaching, I want to keep an eye out for any Five Blades imagery. Is there even anyone in there? That kind of stuff. See if it's still being used, and if so, by who.
Okay. Perception check.
Sure. That's a 14.
14. You don't see any imagery of the Five Blades on the building. It's similar to what you remember it. It's different. It looks different in the day than it does the night. Usually it's closed or being cleaned during the day. The people that you know that are typically housed inside there sometimes, the organization that you met here before, they call this place home in night and day, so it's typical that it would be kind of boarded up and shut during the day, posing as this large inn during the night. You don't see any imagery or Five Blades lurking about. It just seems like it's quiet.
But no one really there either. Just looks like it's empty, abandoned.
Yeah, you don't really hear anything.
Is it usually like this?
During the day, it's typically closed up. You've met here before, with your contact during the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically closed like this whenever you do.
Right. All signs point that we're still in business. If you all just want to wait over here, post up on the corner or something, I'll see if anyone's around.
Okay. Got any means of letting us know if you're in the shit?
If you see
Get
me
loud.
go, yeah, sure, yeah, get loud.
Okay.
I'll come out a window or
Sounds
something.
good. Yeah, I don't know. Sure.
Figure it out as we go. And I'll go up to the door, and I imagine the code is just a certain kind of knock that he does on the door.
You wait for a moment. Small screen opens in the door. You see two, a pair of human eyes appear from a dirty, darkened tan face. Kind of just the visage of his the top of his nose, his eyes, and his eyebrows, essentially. Who the hell are you?
The snake that devours. Fuck it, I forget. I'm here to see the whip. Listen, just tell him.
His eyes kind of squint.
You know who I am. Just tell him I'm here.
Thing closes. You wait. And you wait. 5, 10 minutes goes by.
I turn around and give the thumbs up to everyone else across the street.
You just see Redric standing in front of a door.
Calder nods dubiously, kind of goes, sure.
Good.
You get a playful, like, from Vulcan. Because you've been
Egg's
taking a
head-
while.
Egg's head just kind of tilts to the side, and a little confused.
The slot
What
slides open.
responses?
Yeah, right.
Come back past, let's say midnight. I'll meet you then.
Listen, we're kind of in a hurry here.
I said I'll meet you then.
Hey, I'll say like in like a little louder voice. Tell him I found Sloane.
No response.
Fuck. All right. I'll head back to the group.
Do you want me to try and get you in?
How so?
Magic, you know. Just,
Maybe
you know,
we don't
actually,
make
no,
more
maybe,
enemies.
you know, just no, just you know, you talk
Just
really
once.
nice to them, and you just suggest that you know now is a better time.
I mean, I already suggested that, but if you had something particular in mind, they said wait till midnight. I don't know if we have till midnight. Probably not.
Well, how important is this? Do you want me to try? Because I can.
I mean, is there anything we need to know about what's going on in the city? They got people in the king's court, or mayor.
I don't know shit about here. I'm asking you.
I think anything we'd probably ask would have been stuff to help us with the shit we already did,
Right.
to be honest. I think we just try to get this soul heist out of the way and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Sure. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Docs,
Docs it is.
Docs, it is.
y'all got a dock master or something?
Something like that.
There's
Hey.
a master. Wait, there's a master of docks? Why
Yeah,
didn't you-
usually big port cities like this got people who keep track of ships coming and going. Might be able to find out where his
Oh.
people went.
Oh, I thought he was just good at docks.
I see. I see the confusion. I should have.
I mean, he is pretty good at
better.
docks.
Well, I mean, I guess it did. Yes, he's very good at docks.
Vulcan's
Right.
rubbing her temples right now.
All right, let's get moving.
Okay. You guys head on towards the docks. And as you do, you approach, you can see that located in this bustling warehouse district of this large city of Erebor, you can hear the sounds of boats creaking in the water, sailors shouting orders, and the clang of cargo being loaded and unloaded. The dock is wide, made of sturdy planks, and they kind of stretch out deep into the harbor. At the entrance to the dock, there is a large stone gate that you can see sets out almost towards the water, that is emblazoned with a large golden sun. You can also see a few other things. You see 2 guards in gleaming armor standing at attention towards the actual gate. They seem to be keeping a watchful eye on anyone who enters and exits the dock. As you make your way kind of past them, you can see many ships docked along the sides of the long pier, ranging from small fishing boats to massive cargo vessels. The air here is thick, With the smell of salt water, fish, and tar, the seagulls circle overhead, hoping to snag a stray scrap of. The sailors and dock workers bustle about, loading and unloading crates and barrels, hoisting sails and repairing damaged hulls. Along the sides of the dock, there are several small buildings, including a tavern, where sailors and travelers can rest and seem to be replenishing some supplies. You see a small shop where basic supplies are being purchased, and a customs office where goods are being inspected, taxes collected. In the distance, you see a skyline. Beautiful sea. Here at the dock, life is simple and focused on the sea and the ship's sail.
I'm just going to be staring at the skyline.
It smells.
That they tend to smell. Don't know what to tell you.
Could have given me a heads up at least.
Have you ever been to
You
the ocean?
spent
Okay.
half the last week in the sewers. I
No.
mean, this is an upgrade.
All right, you want to split up? Ask around the tavern that someone has the dockmaster. Cover more ground
Well.
that way. We'll get back quicker.
I mean, okay, that looks kind of official, right? The guys
Yeah.
inspecting stuff. Maybe they.
Sure. I mean, passengers got to be inspected too. I'll head over there.
Okay, what exactly are you guys trying to accomplish?
Trying to find it.
Figure out what ship they went on and where it was headed. That's pretty
Yeah.
much the goal.
And who's heading where?
I'm gonna go to the inspection. I don't know where everyone else wants to go, but if
Yeah,
anyone's
but-
heading to the tavern, I'll let you know that money goes a long way.
I mean, I can. I feel like that's probably the best. They'd at least know where to go, right? Those guys, I would
Yeah.
think. Let's start there.
Sorry, can you just catch me up? Sorry, brains goo. Who took what ship?
Redric's family.
Okay.
Took a ship out somewhere.
And do we have a last name? Like that we're supposed to be?
It's a group of orphans.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Not quite.
No.
Okay.
This is a bunch
So
of
we're
little
just-
Timmies running around the
So we're
dock.
just literally going up to people being like, "Have you seen a group of orphans?"
No, we're starting.
They're-
There's like a customs place. We're gonna start there and see if they can direct us to like a dockmaster, someone who keeps a log of ships coming and going. And
They also make.
But there was a
an
bar
impression.
that was mentioned. There was a bar
Yes,
that was
tavern.
mentioned.
there was a tavern.
Tavern. Velkin's going towards the tavern.
Okay.
Ah. All right, A, you stick with Red. I'm gonna make sure she doesn't burn the fucking tavern down, and I'll go
Oh.
with Velkin.
Hey, they're all odd looking, like me. Pretty much every one of them. So group of
Yeah,
odd
okay.
kids led by an older lady.
I pointed Velkin and myself.
Yep, and just like that.
Perfect.
Eggval, what are you doing, bud?
I guess I'm sticking with Redric.
Okay.
Kind of out of
Man,
my
the
element.
party is split. I love it.
I
Yeah,
hate this.
it's all twos.
I hate
Oh,
it so
yes.
much.
So many different ways.
Okay. So we will start with Redric and Eggval. As you are approaching, let me just make sure I have this pulled up. You're heading towards the customs office, correct?
Right.
What's behind the curtain, Joel? You should be happy
Like a
to
magic
back there, man.
That's why there are clips I did not use.
Yeah, it's a
Ah,
naked woman. It's a naked woman.
yeah.
Anyway, you head towards the customs office. You see some disgruntled sailors handing over a package of coin to what seems to be an older lady with tan and rugged skin, large gray ponytail kind of pulled back tightly behind her head. She has these two monocles that are about like half monocle that are attached just lightly on her nose, and she seems to have a large ledger in front of you. in front of her, and she's scribbling stuff down, and she quickly collects, and you see her set the bag of coin below, and the sailors walk towards the dock.
All right, walk up.
How can I help you? You hear out of a gruff
Ooh,
voice.
Oh, hey, we're.
What do you mean? Ooh,
Hey!
Oh, no, this is my first time in the dock. Smells getting to me. So we're looking for a couple people. Came through here probably about a couple days ago, right when all that shit went down. Refugees. Knew they got on a ship.
And you think I know? The smell getting to me.
Listen. I have gold. Have you seen them? It's an older woman and some weird looking kids. Group of them.
How much gold do you have?
I don't fucking know. Here, I'll put like 10 gold on the counter.
She puts two fingers on it and just slides it back towards you.
Really?
Okay, I'm just gonna reach. I'm just gonna reach into like my pouch, and I'm gonna put like maybe like a handful of like 35 gold pieces just on it.
Okay.
Jesus fuck.
Okay.
Is that better?
My life is worth a lot more than this. She kind of pushes it back.
How much does it cost to get out of here and buy and start anew? I'll pay for it.
What kind of boat are we talking? Quickly? How far?
I don't know, whatever you want to take.
Well, you asked me.
Get your way out of Five Blades territory. Just tell me if you've seen them.
So you're trying to avoid the blades? Puts a finger on the book and kind of turns the page. Looks up to you past the monocles. Can I help you?
Where would be the best place for a bunch of children and an old lady to go to get safe? Doesn't matter how far, doesn't matter how long.
I don't know if I'm one to answer that. Don't have any kids.
I'm gonna count out 100 gold pieces and I'll put it out in front of her.
Almost.
I'll dump another
But I'm
100
not-
on it.
Now we're in business. She pulls it back. Looking for a bunch of kids, eh?
Refugees, yeah.
How long ago?
Not
Right after all the shit went down in the Living District. Said they were heading north. Across the sea.
Don't know when they left. But I know somebody came in requesting that they have some free passage. Gentleman, hooded. Long red hair, with a flowing beneath the hood. Paid me quite a handsome penny to keep my mouth shut. They were to meet here a few nights back.
Long hood, red hair. Wearing any particular iconography?
Clothed in black, obviously trying to be discreet about it. Well over 1,000 gold to keep my mouth shut. That's all I know. About 4 days ago they left. With who? How? Where? I don't know that. Back. Puts her finger back in her book.
Is she truthful, or does she seem truthful about where, when, or all the things that she says she doesn't know?
Insight check.
Cool. Okay, cool. That's 22.
22. Everyone deafen.
Okay.
I get a thing.
If you don't know how to deafen a Discord, just take your headphones.
I can't deafen or the stream won't hear.
How'd you hear me?
You're good.
Thought your headphones were off.
They are.
How do can you still hear me, Gordon? Okay. Anyway. She's definitely seems to be holding something back. Doesn't seem like she's lying. But she's definitely not telling the whole truth. You noticed her vague description of the man seems to be the most prominent. She doesn't seem to be lying about when or where. She doesn't seem to know that information.
Can I gauge if she seems worried or afraid?
Definitely. Just that amount of money alone is definitely enough to keep somebody quiet for a long time, right? Not everybody's paying you that much money to get a bunch of kids out of a city. Good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna count out. I'm gonna look towards Redric. I shouldn't ask. I'm gonna count out another 300 gold, and instead I'm gonna put it just kind of like, and I'm gonna take out like a piece of cloth and try to put it in, and just sort of like put it on the top, so it's not like fucking going everywhere. But I'm gonna hand her another 300 gold. Anything of the gentleman. If more is needed, more will be given.
You said he paid you 1,000? Here, I'll give her 1,000 gold.
Whew.
I have
Jesus Christ!
Shady
God.
fucker, keeping all that gold.
I'll get it
We
up
know
to
who
1,000.
it is.
I'll get it up to 1,000 between all our gold combined. So I need to put in what, like another on top of the 100 I did. Egg did 400, so 600 total.
Oof.
And this stays between the two of us. 3 of us. Word.
She kind of leans forward. I don't know his name, but I know him and his compatriots work for the Lord. They seemed important. Kids to get out of town as soon as they possibly could.
Did he
They were to
say-
meet somebody in Impeth. Something about a brother. Not really sure. She takes half of the 1,000 gold and hands it back. It's the best I could do.
You'll need it more than us.
You can keep the rest. It's the least we can do.
And that suggestion about getting the fuck out of here after spilling that info, probably a good one.
I think tonight is a good night to retire. She kind of closes the book.
I'm sorry for any future problems, if any.
Hey, she's got 1,000 fucking gold. She can pay her way out of anything.
I'll be taking the earliest ship to the Sword Coast, probably. You can see her begin to pack the money into a bag. Chink, chink, chink.
Hopefully the smell's a bit better down there. All right. I'm gonna step away and start heading towards the tavern.
Thank you for your time and good luck. Give her a nod and a walk with Redric.
The other two,
The fuck?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
you make it to the tavern that has a sign hanging outside of it, named the Rusty Anchor Inn. As you push open the creaky door and step inside, you are hit with the smell of stale ale and moldy sea rotten wood. The air in here is thick with smoke from a large fireplace in the corner where a few patrons sit huddled around a game of cards. The lighting is dim other than the natural sunlight from the door whenever it is opened, with a few flickering lanterns illuminating the kind of dingy room. The bartender is a gruff-looking dwarf with a bushy beard, who greets you with a suspicious glare as you approach. You notice that the patrons of this establishment seem to be sort of a rough crowd, rough sailor-type crowd. Scars, tattoos, and weapons all on display. As you glance around the room, you notice a few private booths along the walls, where shady dealings are probably made between shadier sailors. In one group, or in one corner, a group of unsavory characters seem to be loudly arguing. Excuse me. Their voice drowned out by the noise of the nearby warehouse district. You get the feeling that this probably isn't a safe place to stay for too long.
Sure.
And that you should probably keep your wits about you. Choose to spend any time here.
Time of day? Still, is it like late morning?
It's, like around noon, I would say.
Okay. I can walk up to the bar. Morning, sir. You have whiskey?
Oi.
2, please.
Kind of with one eye still on both of you, reaches under the bar. Tink! Just brings out this wicked looking drink. It is thick and as it sloshes in the bottle with 2 dirty shot glasses.
Nice.
He fills it up. It is a dark brown liquid. 5 copper.
5 copper, of course. I'm going to pull out 20 gold and slide it over to him. You happen to see old lady, group of kids come through the dock last couple of days?
Takes the money and slides it. I might, Might have heard of a few, type like that making our way through. Might have had on a boat about 5 nights or so back.
Put another 5 gold down. Happen to hear where they were going?
Yeah. Someone to the north.
Do you know anybody who would have, been on that ship? Has it returned? Anybody that works for the people that they went with?
Both of you give me a persuasion check.
Can I take advantage?
You can roll, or you can roll with advantage, and then Vulcan doesn't roll. Whichever way you want to do it, guys.
Wait, what do you think, Kate? What do you think?
I want to see who's more charismatic, even though I'm not the charisma caster.
So you're saying you would also like to roll?
Yeah!
Okay.
Hell yeah.
23.
23.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
You knew.
I got an 18. I only have a +2.
Hey.
Hey, that's, pretty good
Oh.
still.
Not anybody in particular, but I know the ship that got on there.
What was it called? Do you know?
The Black Queen.
Black Queen.
The Black
Anything
Queen.
Special about that ship?
You could say that.
And what might that be?
Another 10 gold in my pocket.
I slide over 15.
Well, it's Captain Bloodlust Bonnie, one of the most notorious pirates to ever sail the seas, known for her fierce temper, unrelenting brutality. She was feared, respected by everybody.
Bloodlust Bonnie, feared pirate, sailing with a bunch of kids and an old lady somewhere north.
Must have paid her a handsome bounty to let old Bloodlust take him north.
And you don't know where they're going?
Not I.
Did they mention how long they might be gone for?
Listen, honey, I only hear rumors. You hear from another guy that kind of steps up behind you. But if Bloodlust Bonnie, the bartender says, as this gentleman leans up into the bar next to you, if Bloodlust Bonnie has taken anybody anywhere, it's a heavy price, and they probably kept it secret. You're trying to hunt Bloodlust? You hear from the gentleman.
Not necessarily.
You turn and you see that this gentleman is old and gray. He is rather thin and tanned and only wears half of a cloth shirt. You can see the majority of his muscular structure just kind of barely hangs on to bones, but he has a deeper voice. He seems sort of fit but thin. Long gray hair that falls almost to the crack of his the lower crack of his back. Large beard that's kind of all tangled. You can see there's bits of seaweed and shell that he kind of has tied in there. His eyes seems to be pure bluish white.
I'll take my glass of whiskey and set it in front of the guy that just stepped up. You know Bloodlust Bonnie?
Do I?
Yeah, she, I don't know, trustworthy, good to her word when she takes a job.
Nope.
She get into slaving?
Probably back a time or two.
Well, once a slaver, always a slaver, as far as I'm concerned.
I'll tell you what. If you're looking to get to her quickly, I'm your man.
Do you mind me asking your name? Or whatever you like to go by.
You can call me Mr. Black.
Velkin will hold out her hand. Velkin.
How you doing, darling? Kind of grabs your hand, gives it a dry kiss right on the fingers. You look peculiar. Don't think I've seen any drow around the city in a very long time.
We're not too big of fans of the surface. So, you could help us get to them?
Yeah, if we left about a week ago, I could probably get you where they're going about the same time they get there. Bloodlust is a mighty captain to her ship, faster than probably anyone in the dock except mine.
So with a 5-day lead, you can overtake her not knowing where she went?
I knew where she went. You think she's slaving the kids?
It's a fair question. He said she's not particularly trustworthy. You said she's done it a time or two before.
Well, if it's slavers you're after, there's a couple places you could go. The most notorious is obvious is Nimpeth.
Yep.
Out to the west. A few slavers in the sands to the east as well. A few to the north. Dragonborn like to take humans and slaves up towards the north a little bit. The savages of the east take the women as wives, kill the men, children, work them as best as they can. Those are the Iraqi people. Bloodlust has had in the east. You're in a lot of trouble, friend. Your best hope is Nimpeth.
Huh. Well, you said you can figure out where they went?
I never said that. I said I could catch up to them.
if we figure out where they went.
Kind of gives you a brief smirk.
Right. Well, how long you gonna be in town?
Call her a week.
We'll let you know.
Well, what is your boat called?
I call it the Blue Jewel. All her others call it the Shitty Cutter, but I promise you I'll get you there quicker than any other ship on these docks.
Good to know.
I mean, is he lying through his teeth? Like he
Insight
thinks he
check.
can beat them there with a 5-day lead?
Insight check.
You're lying or confidence?
19.
Seems like confidence. But this guy's as aged as the sea claims to sail. Whether or not he can actually, it's a whole different question.
Yeah, so
But
vaguely.
you believe he believes he can.
Right. Well, we'll keep you in mind. Well, can we find you by your shit?
I try to keep it at the end of the dock. A lot of people like to poke fun at me, so I keep away from most people.
All right.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No skin off my back.
Okay.
Lived a better life than most of these scumbags in these docks here.
Oh, I'd love to hear some stories sometime.
I'm sure
Well-
you would. I'd like to hear some of your stories as well.
I'm sure you would. Thanks so much for your help. I'll put Velkin's glass in front of him too and turn her around. We'll
Drink
come
that.
get you if we want to contract you. And I'll start moving towards the door, kind of pushing her
Sir?
along.
Madam?
Huh?
Have a nice day.
Bye. And then once they're walking out, she'll turn to Connor and say, "I was going to drink that. Why do you think I wanted to come to the tavern?"
That's, you know what? We'll get you something somewhere where someone doesn't want to hear your stories. You clearly don't have these kind of places where you're from.
Taverns? Not really. No.
Yeah. Push her out the door.
And
Okay.
we're like right there, about to come in to meet you.
You're right
Oh,
there.
Oh, hello. Any luck?
Oh fuck! I don't know
Yeah,
why
we
I'm
got a
southern
little,
now, because everyone was, but I.
Everyone was southern.
Yeah, it's going around. Spreading like a disease.
Did you
We
find
got a
anything
little
out?
fuck too.
Yeah. We need to talk. Let's do so somewhere less open though, or just on the walk, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
let's start heading back.
I imagine it's just easier to say we discuss what we've learned on the walk.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you guys headed?
I think back towards sewer spot, right? Refugee center.
Yeah. But the
Mhm.
above ground portion of it,
Yeah.
or we should probably grab Isaiah, huh? Let him know that we're all meeting back up
fuck.
there. I don't know.
Well,
Oh,
could-
I can send the Yorans if you want. What?
I mean, it'd take a spell, but I could just tell them where we're going.
perfect.
If we're doing a soul heist, you might want to hold on to that, right? We could just send yours.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that today, by the way?
Okay.
I didn't get
I
it on
mean,
my
hopefully,
calendar.
right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd really love to get rid of the echo, so I hope so.
That is entirely fair. See, now I'm conflicted because if we get rid of Echo, I got to get these boots back, and these are some nice boots. So
Red, you son of a bitch. It's worth it.
I mean, if you ask Isaiah nice enough, he might be able to do something similar. Make something similar. Given the time, resources.
He's pretty handy.
he's always working. I feel bad asking him for anything.
I can't tell if he likes it. I'm assuming so, considering he does it all the time. But you never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll send the Yorans.
I think he's just constantly fuming. Always pissed.
Right. That's the secret. He's always angry.
You should maybe talk to him about
is-
that.
Oh, sure. I'm great at talking to people. I'll talk to him about it later.
Is Yorns going to be able to communicate for him to come to, like, realistically, or should Egg just message him?
Oh, you could do it.
I
I'm
could
not
just go
faith in my
grab him.
cat.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of on the way. It's in the same district, right?
Yeah,
Let's just go.
Yeah, let's go.
So stupid.
It is in the opposite side of the city, so it'll take you about an hour and a half to walk.
Above ground?
maybe-
Yep.
Jesus.
It is a
City.
massive few mile wide city. You are navigating through, a
Yeah.
bustling city.
Fuck
Okay.
it, just send the message. Tell them to meet
Send the
us
message.
there. Yeah. I was talking at my ass.
Okay, so we're just clarification. Just letting them know we're heading back over to where
Yeah, we're all
Lena
meeting
and
up there.
all of
Yeah,
them are.
yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
cool.
Well,
Yes, and I guess
cool.
I'll go ahead.
Actually, I don't know where the fuck Dornan and Ren went, but
Hopefully there.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Mhm.
hopefully. I'll try to connect with her as we go.
alright.
Okay, but yeah, so
Just
I'll
throw
send.
it in service.
It's just every couple minutes, Ren.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Can
now?
you hear me now, Ren?
But what is it? I will cast sending to. Well, let me double check. Is there a range for sending? No. Oh no, my
No.
fucking unlimited. All right, I'll shut my face. It's magic. So I will cast sending to Isaiah. We found some info. Heading back to where refugees were above ground. See you there.
You have 4 more words.
Hope
Pumpkin
you
says
are
hi,
well.
hi.
Hope you are well. Okay.
Ren?
Meow.
Uh,
Meow. Meow, 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 meow.
What the hell did you just call me? You hear some woman. Shady Alley.
Yeah, you know you gotta say that in your head, right?
I'm saying it in my head. All right, so your fucking family sailed off with a pirate, apparently to Nimpeth,
Right.
where they do
Sorry.
slaving, and this pirate has done slaving before and is untrustworthy.
We didn't catch that part of the story, but fucking Ren's dad.
Well,
was...
when we exchanged info.
Gotcha. Okay. Right, and Ren's
Does
dad is
Isaiah
involved
respond?
for some fucking reason. What is the Hound assuming?
That's the
What's it
question.
do?
I mean,
And something
Weird,
about
right?
a
I mean,
brother. It's gotta
yes.
be him.
I mean, it could be. Could that be Ren's brother? In the one in question,
Right, the one we saw on the bridge.
right? And did the Hound? Was he looking out for the kids? Because he's actually kind of a good guy, and he just paid, a lot of money for this bad pirate to take him on the low, so nobody knew. Or did he give it to the pirate on purpose to slave him, like sell him into slavery? Or, I mean, frankly, even if he did hire the pirate to do a good thing, it's a fucking pirate, so she might just say, "Fuck it, I got the money from him. I'm gonna sell them off too."
He's gotta be slaving.
How old is Ren's brother?
A bit older than her, is that right?
Oh, he's older.
I think
One
of
her
them is.
age, one older.
the one we saw
Yeah.
on the bridge. Did he look older than her? I
He's
mean,
the
I
older
know
one.
he looked older because he looked fucked up and weathered and stuff,
No,
right?
that's the older one.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
She's
Because
told
the
you before
younger
that she has an older brother and a twin.
Yeah.
And that the older
Okay.
one is, well, they were both missing, but she told you that it was Logan on the bridge.
right,
And the twin
I-
is by
I'm
her
sorry.
father's side, so.
You're
right.
I'm sorry, before we get any deeper to this, does Isaiah respond? Since that's the other half of the spell.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Completely ignored that.
no, it's fine.
No.
Don't
Okay.
stop believing.
I need to see that,
Uh,
like, in the distance of the sending spell.
no. Eggle here in his head. This is appreciate the update. Said alone, whenever you figure things out with Cam, then come get me.
Then I'll probably just sort of interrupt the middle of your conversation. Isaiah said he'd meet us back here when we figured things out with Cam.
Okay.
Or back.
Maybe we can wrangle doing the soul heist back in Isaiah's place. We'll figure it out.
How much space?
Either way, this is pretty fucked up. Your family could be in some real trouble.
Yeah. Soul heist tonight if we can, and then I'm hopping on that ship that you mentioned.
Oh, I mean, he's probably full of shit about being able to get us there before.
You don't believe him? I believe him.
That's a 4 or 5 day lead. He thinks he can overtake what he even said was one of the fastest ships besides his own. That's a hell of a lead over. And Nimpeth is not that far, I don't think, right? I mean, like, isn't it like a couple cities over? It's just like along the coast a little bit.
It's like 2 days away, but he's like, I can catch him.
I think it's like I would have to measure it again, but I think it's like around 100+ miles.
I mean, they could already be there.
Is anyone else saying they could catch him? Come on.
What? What?
I mean, if you gave me like a few more, little bit, couple of years, I could probably learn a teleportation spell and I could get us
Well,
there.
that's
But
definitely too long.
well, you're complaining about time, you know.
Let's-
1 minute to 10 minutes is an hour. I'm the time wizard. We already went through this.
We got a lot to discuss with this. Let's regroup because there's more here. We got a lot to figure out.
Right. And I think Wren needs to be here for this conversation, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah, everybody I think does, including Dornan. Let's fix shit and figure out where we're going.
Okay. It takes you about an hour to get back to Tomorrow's Square, where you see the door being slightly propped open. It's Wren probably leaning up against a pole.
Thank
Annoyed.
God.
Ren, in your mind?
I've heard you the last 10 times. Keep doing it.
It's Echo probably just flicking the watch, opening.
Yeah,
close.
after he's done futzing with the watches, he'd probably then kind of take apart the pistol, put it back together, just keeping himself occupied, just because he doesn't really. He's just waiting. He is a remarkably patient person at this point in terms of this.
Y'all go downstairs yet? See if they're there.
No, not yet.
All right.
Let's head on over.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you guys get downstairs?
Wasn't there a trap door or something?
That he
I forget.
unlocked with chalk.
Chalk. We don't
Spitballs.
have another piece of chalk.
Is it wood?
You-
It's wood.
You need
Bust
chalk?
through.
I pull out my crowbar.
Just give me an athletics check.
I spit it in my hand like catch it and then
Ting, 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 ting.
yeah. Ah, shit.
Got any more messages in there?
Yeah, I'll try and open it. You said athletics check?
Yeah. Well, what are you trying to do to open?
I'm just gonna pry that shit open.
Is it an actual trap door or is it?
It
like
is.
just
It has
floor?
like and it
Okay.
has like a round steel lock.
Oh, it has a
that is just-
lock.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I pull out the stone.
Oh.
Too late. Redric rolled the dice.
I did. It's really bad. But
know how to
it's
lie.
10 total.
10. You see Redric. Ching. He's just leaning back with all of his weight.
I just tap him on the shoulder and hold the rock.
No. Wait. Can I do something before you do that? Well, he has his like full weight on it. Velkin goes, no, don't tell him. While he has his full weight on it. Open it while he's like has his whole weight on trying to open it.
I mean, he's gonna see me. I have to touch it. I have to get in front of him.
He's got really shitty reflexes. Fine,
I'm
just
closing
do
my
it.
eyes and straining really hard.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it.
Nice setup. Nice.
Sure,
I hope no one
sure.
unlocks this.
I tap the lock.
It unlocks Gordon. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You
Tumbles.
got me.
Yeah, focus.
You got me.
Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I have advantage on these.
You didn't see it coming.
Oh shit! I closed my eyes. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. It's like an 18.
Okay. You slam into Dornan as he's sitting on the stool, but you don't knock him off the stool.
Glances back, then it goes back to just his watch.
Trusted crowbar always works. All right. Put that back in my holster. My crowbar holster.
Good job, bud.
And you throw the large wooden trapdoor open, and you go down into the cellar. When you do, you remember that it is blocked by a wall that you used chalk again unveil.
Fuck, shit.
But it is not up this time.
Okay.
It's not up this time.
I go to reach for the crowbar for a second, and then
I'll pry open the stone.
And when you guys
at it.
enter into this central sewer system here, you realize that none of the walls that were set up as illusions are actually up anymore. It seems just to be the basic sewer system. You see Lena. Actually, you don't see Lena. You just see Cameron sitting on the small little bridge overhanging the sewer water, and his legs are kind of dangling. Oh! You're back? Did you find anything at your parents' place?
Did I tell him we were going to my dad's house?
I think so. The conversation was had while he was there.
Okay.
It was a warm and toasty reunion.
I got some fresh clothes.
Yeah, family's always great. You don't seem too confident about it. Well, I hope you found what you were looking for.
Kind.
Certainly found
What next?
something.
Heist? You get in touch with Cade?
I didn't.
You gonna?
You?
I
We
tried.
planned a full heist, so we're kind of like leaning on your expertise here.
Well, I tried to get in with him, and he never answered me.
Huh.
Well, I'm lying. He did answer me. Said he may be dealing with the brink of a civil war, or a war of some sort. Kinda busy. Glad I'm alive. Summarizing here. Ormpetar's not too happy right now, as far as I know, but haven't been to the Shining Brass City in a long time. They're never happy.
So he cannot help, correct?
Not at this moment, but we can always still try.
Can we do it without him?
I said we could try.
What's your
Okay, so it's-
confidence level?
My confidence level always stays about a 30 to 50% on anything I ever.
Sure. Why don't you tell us the plan, and then we'll decide the confidence level.
Where's the old one?
Getting some much
Dead.
needed
No.
R&R. We'll catch up with him when we're settled on a plan. So what you got?
Well, I can't do it tonight. Actually, it has to be. How many are you? 1, 2,
7.
3, 7.
Well, including the dead one we're trying to fix.
The soul to be heisted.
Right.
Well, we got about 4 nights of waiting.
Jesus Christ, whoever that is. Why?
Well, I can only. Let's just say my little piece of the puzzle has to take its time. Looks up in the sky. Has to take its time. If I did it too quickly, you might not be able to come back, or I might miss. Kind of thinking to himself. But I do have a plan. If you would be willing to hear me out. I did agree to help all ya.
Before we even start, can you do it on a boat? Soul heist on a boat.
A boat?
We'll talk
Typically,
about
you
it
have
in
to
a
be
minute.
stationary.
We gotta have a conversation about that.
You said typically that doesn't mean always.
Depends on if you trust somebody with your body.
Hell no, not that.
Can you
boat.
elaborate?
Well, let's just talk about the plan in general, and I can elaborate on how exactly we're going to accomplish that plan, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, getting to the God of Death and his realm, getting this soul back for your friend here, it's going to take, in my mind, 3 steps. Put some fingers. First step,
Was that a
infiltrate.
whiteboard? Yeah.
First step is infiltrating the God of Death's realm. Second step, finding and retrieving the soul of your dear friend there. And third, escaping the realm with the soul without the God of Death, keeping our souls for himself.
Sounds straightforward and perfectly doable.
Straightforward, of course. Infiltration. Easy part. My little knife here kind of pulls it out of a sheath. Collect souls. Technically, we have to disguise ourselves as dead souls. Deliver ourselves to the God of Death. Or not. This here dagger removes the soul of anybody that will willingly do so, or that I kill with it, that has a soul. And it's kept in this here gem. He kind of it shows you the blue gem and ting ting ting. You won't die, but you'll be soulless for a time. I also have a means of actually getting to the realm of death, sort of.
That's a big sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have a plan to get there?
Just continue.
All right, we'll skip that part then. Next, we have to find the soul. I'm not really
Now-
too sure how to do that, but I'm sure we could ask a few wandering people down there. The best thing I can do is get you in and get you out. Finding the soul will be up to you all.
We have to relinquish our souls to your dagger to get in.
Of course.
Yeah. Great.
That is going to allow you to disguise yourself as being soulless. Get in, undetected by Kalimvor and his minions, hopefully. Never really tried going to the God of Death's realm after removing a soul from this thing, but
It was the first time for everything.
So let's say we get in, we find the soul, we get it. You got a means of getting us out?
same way we got in. I know a trio of lovely ladies that are able to get us there and maybe back.
My,
Grandma in particular.
the corpse?
She's not a corpse. How dare you?
You said she was.
She's dead, not a corpse.
Okay.
They have sort of a small little device that they 10 years or so back that will let you travel the different planes of existence, but we just have to have and find or maybe purchase maybe a device or something from the plane of, well, the realm of the God of Death. Do you have anything like that?
I mean, we'll be there. Can't we just...
Talking about getting there, you gotta give the portal an offering.
Take count?
Might. Could always try it.
What kind of device from the realm of the God of Death?
Well, if you have like a token or something there, from there. Anything.
Would like a holy symbol or something work?
Typically, it has to be from that plane. Some wizards have come and visited and used their magic, sort of teleportation magic, to get them to different planes of existence. through that portal. Don't really know where we're going to land, though, at that point. We could always try with that one, push them through and see what happens.
We have scrolls of plane shift. Would that do the trick?
It might. Fate allows it to be that way. You don't really want to end up in somewhere deep in the Nine Hells.
Uh-huh.
Not fun.
Have you been there?
Once.
The hell,
Got some interesting peppers.
Impressive.
Didn't feel like it.
What about you, dead one? You bring anything back?
No. 2 things, though. First, I'm not going. Second, no soul to take. Reason I'm not going, if Kellenborg realizes I'm there, entire plan's shot.
But wouldn't he not be able to, given your soul's already gone?
I've already contacted him once. He knows I'm on the material plane. If he realizes I'm not there, happens to look in the right direction when I'm there.
It's have to be
So
quick
guess
then.
what? I'm not going.
But
For your safety.
let's say this more toward Cameron. Well, if his soul was already kind of taken, can he come with us?
I don't know how this works. As far as I know, this is the best way I could sneak you in. If you don't have a soul, he doesn't recognize you're there. We get in, we get out.
This whole conversation is inspiring a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Hell, I've never been there. What do you expect from me?
Right.
Part of my deal, get you there.
What about that fucking sword or whatever that he wants? That's probably from the realm of the dead. We just grab that.
What if we
Where the
get?
I've got it right here. What do you mean?
Sure.
I'm solved.
Yeah. How do you know if you have an artifact from the realm of the dead?
Right.
We've got a bunch of weird shit, but I don't know if any of it came from Kellenbor's house.
Question. Do we have anything left over from the assholes we killed in Hardcastle? Because didn't they at least one time serve Kellenbor? Maybe they had something?
Would
Isaiah
the
might have something.
identify spell tell us?
Unless you're trying to identify a specific item. No. Do you guys remember what you had from them?
Armor.
Take anything.
I'm pretty sure it's just the armor.
I was
The
freaked
stuff
out
I'm
by the
wearing and ankle biters. Does this happen? I point to my armor. Ting, ting, ting.
I doubt it, but I think I'd go with Gurley's idea. I say we try the dead one. You've been there. You probably have some of the old dead residue still left on you.
I'll give you my hand. You can take that.
He's
I was
offering.
What did I
was
say
going-
about protecting that body?
Just take like a toe. They'll be fine.
We're not cutting off Door's toe.
You
Well, I
can
mean,
live
to be-
easily without a toe.
I mean,
it's
I know.
really important for balance, actually.
But well, I mean,
We're not
you
taking
can
a big
kinda get
toe.
used to that. I mean, I know there's just some people from my tribe who've lost some toes, and they're still kind of walking pretty good. A couple of them is actually pretty quiet now.
Do we actually have to sacrifice a part of him, or how does this work?
I say we just push him through. I think that'll be good.
I mean,
You can
he'll
just stick a
survive,
finger in, see what happens.
but would he survive the process?
Of traversing the portal? I'm not sure. But if the way it works, essentially, is if you toss something in the portal, it's almost like a mirror of the plane that it came from. So, if he goes in and the mirror appears, we go in behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You're in.
Are there any like temples to Kalimvor anywhere in the city?
In this city, no. The large one that you would find near here is on Orbitar.
All right, well, Kate spent a lot of time taking care of him, but apparently doesn't give enough of a shit to help us. So I reckon pushing Dornan Echo through is the best we got. Any other ideas, or are we just rolling with it?
Now, would you rather risk his whole body because we don't know what's gonna happen, or his toe? I'm just laying things out how I see them.
I'm
What
going
if
with
a
the
toe is
toe.
not enough, and then we
Yeah.
cut it off for nothing? Because
Well,
I
we're
mean,
not cutting it off either way. We can
because if
stick
that
it
was the
through.
case, we could just take some hair. We wouldn't have to cut off a fucking limb.
Gonna-
Look, Celia, you're the expert. I mean, what do you think?
Typically, the larger the item that goes through, the longer the portal stays out.
Shove his ass.
Yes, we're
through.
taking. Just Umpitar. Which place was that again? Like,
That is where the Order of the Blue Flame resides,
Yeah.
to the southwest.
That's
Were
a big
we-
no-no.
Were we
Right
there?
You were never there.
We were never there. Okay.
So I just want to check. So if we do this, and if we just toss Echo in, when you usually toss things in, do you get them back, or do they get used up like with other spells? Like they just.
Well, I can easily put it back as easily as I take it. If I have the body.
Would he just be on the other side, like where we're going?
Sorry, I misheard the question. Yes, the item usually whenever you toss it through, it's just there on the other side, and as soon as you pick it up or touch it, it vanishes. But we have a way to get it back open.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Just worried if we
If
use Echo.
the
and
ladies
it
let us take to the
disappears.
rooms with us. That might take a little convincing.
Okay. All right. Well, I reckon it's the best we got. I know we're worried about Dornan's body here, but he'd want us to try. Agreed?
Yeah.
Sure.
You do know you're wrong on that, right?
Didn't ask you.
He wouldn't want you to risk yourselves. That's exactly what he would do.
I'm sure he wouldn't. But he wouldn't want us to leave him like that either. Trapped behind whatever the fuck is going on in those eyes. So, if there are no arguments, you said 4 fucking days? What are we gonna do with that much time?
I would say get comfortable with your soul.
With your
Take-
soul?
If we don't come back, you're not getting it back, my friends. Take some time to yourselves. Rest up.
I say we track down Mr. Black and ask him how long the trip's gonna be. As if it's 4 days, we might as well.
There is, I don't believe there is anywhere in Nimpeth safe enough for us to leave our bodies unattended.
Plus, you said you need your like grandma's help to
Can't
do
go
this.
anywhere without her.
And they're here. So we're stuck.
What is it like? Is it like a phase of the moons thing? Like, if we miss 4 days, how much longer do we have to wait?
What do you mean if you miss 4 days?
I think you just
Like,
have
if
to
we-
prep for 4 days.
Well, no, I'm saying like if we chose to like go to Nimpeth first and then come back, like, so if we didn't do it in 4 days and we waited for like the next opening, how long would that take?
4 days at the minimum, it would be okay. Unless I started taking souls while you were gone, then we'd have to wait, depending on how many souls I took.
I
Do you
don't
like
think we want to
not
go
take
to
any souls then?
No promises.
little creepy there, Cam. I don't. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think we want to go to Nimpeth without door.
Oh, I don't even know that we want to go to Nimpeth yet anyway, so never mind.
Oh, we want to go to Nimpeth.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's a big we got a lot to talk about with Nimpeth, but I think we need door before we do that.
The real door, not this. Okay,
Exactly.
I get you.
Yeah.
So, like, we get the 4-day vacation? That's what talking about?
I mean, yeah, sure. 4-day sleepover at Isaiah's. Woo!
Woo!
In a hostile
Um,
city.
That's why we stay at Isaiah's.
I mean, there's a lot of rooms available at home.
By the way, there's one last caveat.
Mm.
The gem that you got from the vault, we need it.
Pardon?
We need it.
For why?
Well, there's no way I'm putting the soul that I'm stealing from the God of Death in this here dagger. If I get out, I don't want that soul falling around me. No, sir. You guys can have it. That there, similar to the gem that I have in my blade, can has a soul. I know how to put it in it.
I'm sorry, you're gonna put Dornan's soul in here?
That's what
Well,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
do.
have it, but in the gym?
Yes, I am.
It's not
Along
going back
with-
into him.
Derek.
It will. We couldn't do it down there. As soon as we put the soul back in him down there, then Kellamore knows we're there.
Right.
But so
Is his
did-
soul gonna survive a brush with a god of chaos?
He'll be fine.
I like the sound of that. Okay,
Yeah?
hang on a
A
second.
literal
I'm gonna
piece of a god of chaos.
I'm gonna take out the other blue gem that we found and just kind of hold it up like, is this one of those like soul housing gems? Because
Which one are you talking about?
the
one
one
from
that
the
was in the
crown.
crown.
Looks like it's already occupied.
By who?
Quite sure.
By what?
I don't know if it's really a soul.
This might be like a stupid question, but I'm generally confused about these peppers things.
I was gonna,
Maybe
I
used?
was gonna suggest the
Can we
peppers in a
just put
second.
them in the pepper?
Yeah.
No, we tried. We talked about the damn peppers already.
Can't we? Okay.
Let's not reopen that.
Cam loves eating souls, so you can just take it out of the pepper. We put Dornan's soul in the pepper until we get back.
No, we said we already discussed.
No produce.
Well, no.
This is not Redric. This is not one of those situations where it's so dumb it's brilliant. It's just dumb.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, Redric, why would you even like offer that as an idea? God, it's so dumb.
Okay, Redric's the big idiot here. Sure, Cam wouldn't
So
work.
dumb that it might just work.
No.
I'm gonna. I'm
Just
just gonna like look at
Okay.
Cam while they're doing that and quietly say, "Is the peppers an option?"
God damn it.
I don't think so. Like I said, those are probably already occupied too. Except you keep reanimating the same soul over and over again. Their big
What
friend.
if you take it out and then put it in? No.
But you just
Hey,
keep making the
you
same
gotta-
pepper reappear. You're not pulling up multiple peppers, my friend.
I know,
torturing
but
the
Got a
same
soul in
poor soul
purgatory.
over and over and over.
but if this is the last pepper I pull out, then if I don't take any more out,
It already has a soul in it. And I don't know
But-
how the hell the soul even got in there.
You can't take it out. You can't just like. Whoop, you have that whole knife thing that eats souls or whatever.
Try.
And we got a vessel.
Good try.
Then we
A
got a vessel.
pepper.
Yeah,
Or it's just a pepper.
the pepper is a vessel right now.
You
I'm
put-
holding it. I don't know how I got it.
you don't have
The
one.
problem is, I don't really
Yeah, I
know
do,
how
right
that
here.
pepper is a vessel in the first place.
I have a
That's-
better question
Okay.
along lines that are more reasonable.
Mm.
If this one is occupied, I point to the little one. How is the big one not? Because it's
Yeah,
also got a piece of a Chaos God's soul in it, right?
Yes, but more space.
I thought he just
Bigger
said
gem?
more spice. I really thought he
Bigger
just said more
gem.
spice.
Wouldn't that also mean
We're losing Gordon, guys.
We are.
theoretically?
Redric
Let's say
walks
the
away
little.
ranting about peppers. He's not in the conversation anymore.
If the little one is also a piece of Siric's soul,
Well, I never said that.
well,
I
you
said it's
didn't.
occupied.
We're guessing. Would you
Might.
know?
I could always try to take it out.
You could try to what?
Take it out?
Nah, I don't know about that. I don't know
Well,
if we
there's
wanna
your
do
option.
that.
Why don't you just try taking the solo to the little one?
That's what I was offering.
Or the
Yeah.
Right,
fucking
but
pepper.
we don't stop it. We don't know if the little one is also containing Cyric. I don't know if we want to be shuffling that around.
Just put the soul from the little one in with the god of the chaos, because we don't care about the soul that's in the little one.
Well, we don't know that we don't care about the soul because we don't know who the soul is.
Right.
Well, it's one of those cases where we don't know, so you shouldn't feel guilty about it. Because
For all I know, it could be my fucking mom. I don't want to put the soul in.
there is a very, very, very slim chance that is your mom's soul.
Speaking of,
We don't know
Yeah.
that.
where did you get that gem?
Around.
Places.
Around places. You're gonna tell me the truth.
You gonna tell us the truth?
About what?
We asked you some things about the order. You were real vague.
I was vague with them. Sort of a separate entity. Only came and goes, I went.
You were
Never
pretty
lied to
vague
you
about.
once.
You were vague about your history with the eclipsing moon.
That's what I meant when I
Yeah.
said the order. My bad.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Hmm?
Don't really know. Kept keeping track.
I understand that.
So, like, more than a century?
On this plane of existence, I'm probably about 100 plus, I would say.
Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, so like you're one of the OGs. Got it.
What does that mean?
We're around for the
Original
first time.
ones.
All this weird stuff happened.
Are you talking
Okay.
about? Wait, what was that? What was the question? Sorry?
Were you around when all this weird stuff first happened? When like magic got all fucky and spell scarred became spell scarred and wizards
I
blew
came
up.
around after that.
Oh, okay.
It's. I mean, I was around for it. It wasn't on the surface when it happened, but I was around.
But you've been to the other place.
From there,
You're from the other place.
as far as I know.
What's that
Some
mean?
people would say I'm from here. That's where I grew up, you dummy.
But were you born there or what?
I think I was taken there when I was little.
Okay, so not originally from there.
I can't remember. I was a blasted baby.
Do you remember your life there at all?
Briefly.
Cade told me I was there.
Well, I don't remember you being there.
Okay.
Does he seem truthful about that? Sorry, Miss Swallow.
Insight check.
Redric is off in the corner, like drawing something on the wall.
You don't draw pepper plans. You son of a bitch.
Soul equals.
Just pepper plants just on the wall.
You see a complex diagram is forming. It's getting bigger and bigger.
17.
He's having a beautiful.
He
mind
seemed to
moment.
reminisce a
Yeah.
little bit when the question was asked. It's hard to tell whether or not he was lying.
Okay.
Do we have a plan?
I mean, it seems to be our only shot.
But I'd like to go back a few steps. The gem. Where'd you get it?
Where would you expect it to be?
In the basement of the Seder.
Ah,
That's
so you did know about the crown, you son of a bitch. What is it?
I have no idea what. Yeah, no, there goes the country.
It'll get you every time.
I really don't know what you're talking about when it comes to a crown, lad. That gem is curious. Belonged to a friend of mine.
Who?
Worry about it.
Why not?
Because I'm not going to tell you. Do you want your friend's soul back?
I want to ping that. I want to check thoughts that, just out of
Ah.
curiosity.
Go ahead.
I'm ping. Yeah, it pings. So what is surface thoughts on?
Surface thoughts is... They better tell me. Or they might regret it.
Okay. Echo's gonna be like, better tell him. He might send you somewhere else.
Is it important somehow?
Gives you just a confused look. Why are you keeping so tight a grasp on it?
Because if it has a piece of Cyric's soul, we're worried about it getting into the wrong hands.
So you think it would be important?
To us, I'm wondering if it's important to you.
Of course it is. Belonged to a friend of mine.
Do you know if it has a piece of Cyric's soul in it?
Nope. I said it was occupied. I did say without... I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a soul or not.
Do you know how to find out?
We could test it. Twirls the dagger in his fingers.
Safely?
Safe as this dagger works. Ting, ting. Taps it on the side of his head.
Can that hold a piece of a god?
Can that little gem there?
Well, if this is if it's doing it, clearly. Have you ever done it with that?
Are you asking me if I've ever taken a soul out of a stone?
No, I'm asking you if you've ever put a piece of a god's soul in that. I'm assuming the answer is no. That's my point.
I found the gem under the bar in the dancing satyr. It was set in a crown.
Why would it have been?
My question exactly.
It was also in the same container with, and I'm gonna go into my bag and I'll pull out the horn. It was with this.
His eyes kind of go wide for a moment.
You recognize that too?
I do. Well, he did it. Kind of talking to himself. The blasted fool did it.
Care to share with the class?
Care to give me the gem?
Not particularly.
Just
Not
give him the
particularly,
gem.
then.
I think we should give him the gem.
Before we do, see, like, I like you. I do. I hope you understand that we're just trying to do the right thing here. I just want to know if we can trust you with it. Do me a favor. Just submit to this. All right? I'm going to kind of spin my hands in a circle, and you'll see a line trace across the ground in light around the group of us and slowly brighten. I'm casting Zone of Truth.
Oh.
He says to you, I know what you're doing, friend, and I will not answer any questions that I do not want to.
That's fine. You don't have to. It doesn't force you to answer. Just to say truth when you do. Does he submit?
Yes, he does.
Do you now, or have you ever served Cyric?
No.
Truth? Good. Do you want this gem for any reason that you believe we would find nefarious or concerning.
I really don't know your beliefs, my friend.
Do you
At a
intend to
guess.
cause any harm with it?
Depends on what your definition of harm is.
Do you intend to hurt people?
Innocent
Certain
people.
people, maybe.
Innocent people?
In
No.
Do you intend to hurt us? Or betray us in any way?
If I intended to do that, I would have already done it.
Just say yes or no.
He did already do it.
With the gem? No.
Do you actually mean to help us see this through? And I nod over to Echo.
I agreed to the deal?
Yes or no?
Yes. Until I'm put in harm's way. Then you're on your own.
Much as I expected.
Meaning you're not coming through with us.
I'll be there.
He's
Wouldn't
just
that-
going to turn tail and run at the nearest danger.
I promise you to
saying-
get you the soul and return it to your friend. If it put my life in danger, and I think it's going to end, I will leave you there.
Anything else for him? Do you know what's in this?
The gem?
Yes.
Not entirely.
You have an assumption?
I can tell you, I don't think it's a soul.
Do you think it's useful?
To me,
does
you
it
think
have
it's-
to do? Does it have to do with this? And I'll motion the horn.
partially. This is quite fun.
Do you think it could be dangerous to other people?
Of course.
What do you want to do with it?
Keep it. Maybe return it to a friend.
Who you won't name?
Do you think it's the soul of her? As I again motion to the horn.
Well, I can already tell you really don't know who that belongs to just by your words there, my friend.
I know it's a sibling of the nightmare.
Not entirely sure who the nightmare is. Listen, if you're gonna keep questioning me, we can sit here all day. But I can tell you this. You don't have to give me the gem. I'm okay without it. I know Cade would be particularly interested in it, myself included. But that there belongs to a deep friend of both of us. We'll let you keep it for now, but you really don't trust me. I'll get you through to the soul, bring it back, then you can reevaluate. If you think I'm trustworthy then, I will ask again if I can have it. If then, you don't give it to me, there might be a different outcome.
To trust you. I would really like to trust you.
Did you find anything else with the horn, big friend?
No. It was the horn, at least from, if I'm correct, it was the horn and the crown and the chest, correct?
Echo he's being very quiet, but he starts just absently mindedly turning the ring around on his finger, just very, very subtly, just to himself.
Making me a deception check.
Okay. Oh,
Egg, you as well.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is Egg genuinely forgot that there was the ring in
Then
there.
you don't have to make it.
Okay, yeah.
Deception. It's not bad. Not bad. It's a 17.
Okay. Are we done? I don't really like putting in front of the court, my friend.
We've been burned a lot. I'll drop the spell. If this goes well, we'll talk.
If it goes well, hopefully we're still alive to talk.
Yep. If it doesn't, then it is what it is.
Like
4
I said,
days.
gather yourselves, take a little bit of a rest, buy anything that you might need. It's kind of funny to say. By the way, whenever I take your soul, there might be a way we can bring your bodies with us. We'll have to talk to the ladies about that one.
Ideally.
Anyway, you're relying on me getting there with this.
So where do we meet you in 4 days?
Grandmother's.
Any
Okay.
particular time of day necessary for the woo-woo stuff?
Whenever you're ready.
Right.
You have the time in the city. I would say stay low. Keep your head down if you can. Stay put. Don't risk this.
Okay.
If I hear you're captured by the King's Guard or you disappear on some sailboat like you mentioned, I ain't coming for you. It's your one and only chance. Don't want to stay here any longer than I have to.
No, we're gonna see this through.
Very well. I'm quite excited. Sorry to get a little bit melodramatic on you, but we should do okay if you listen to me.
Okay.
How is it there, my friend? Did you climb the wall? Speaking to you, Echo.
Empty. It's very empty.
Just how I imagined it. And that's where we're going to end our session tonight.
Ooh,
All right.
Ugh.
Little heist.
what a session.
Soul Heights.
I have
So
the
it's
thoughts,
coming up.
but probably roleplay thoughts.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish my
everybody.
brain wasn't goo.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you're still hanging out, make sure if you want to interact with us more, check out our socials: Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Come join us. Oh, no show this week because it would have been Speechless.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
So no Sunday show this week.
right.
So don't keep an eye out for that. But other than that, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great week. And until next time, keep bopping, everybody.
Don't!
No.
Yeah.
All right,
Love you.
love
It's
you.
gonna fucking hate it.